You kept the pot size down. You paid that off, but could have been a lot worse.
Can't blame him for calling the way that hand was played. With that pot, Jared Mahoney takes over the chip lead in this heads-up battle. And you have to respect both of these guys. They conduct themselves well at the table. They don't whine, they don't moan. They take a beat, they just move on and play.
Darryl Fish calling. Jared with a 0-3 deuce of clubs.
Well, happy to see a flop.
It's an 8 ace 5.
Well, Jared with a gut shot straight draw checks. Darryl with 2 8s. Have to feel like that's the best hand. You'd think for sure your opponent would have raised you if he had an ace in his hand. So Darryl bets 400,000. But look at this, the check raise by Jared Mahoney here with just a wheel draw. Darryl just not buying he's got an ace fence because he didn't raise before the flop, makes the call.
Astute call by Darryl Fish. Big pot brewing and a jack of hearts on the turn. And that's going to slow down Jared. He checks. Darryl checks behind him. River card.
Well, a 10 comes off. Well, Jared knows the only way he can win this pot is to bluff at it. He can't beat any 2 cards that Darryl might have.
He's just got 3 deuce in his hand, but he's going to make a solid bet of 1.5 million.
About half the size of the pot. Now, Vince, Darryl didn't believe he had an ace in his hand before. The guy checked on the turn. Could he have a 6-7 here? Wow, I'm surprised Darryl laid that hand down, Vince. I think if he loses this tournament, he'll look back at that pot and he'll say, you know, I should have called him with the 2 8s there. How could the jack and 10 would have helped that guy? It might have made him 2 pair, but sometimes you just have to look him up.
Blinds are going up to 250, 500 right now. Ace king here for Jared, getting the goods. Starting to get a nice rush going. He's going to make it $1 million to go. Min raise. Darryl Fish with an ace as well, but
oh boy,
worst kicker, of course, with a deuce.
Look how things have turned around. Jared bluffed the last pot and won it.
All in.
All in.
Call.
Now he's picked up ace king against ace deuce, and they're both all in. Darryl Fish is at risk.
Deuce. I need 2.
Darryl wants to hear some quacking going on here. If not, it's over. Jared Mahoney's dream of winning the WPT title is right here on the line. If the ace-king holds up against the ace-deuce, he'll be our champion.
And here's the flop. It's an ace, 8-7. They both flop aces. Darryl Fish in a lot of trouble with the worst kicker, of course.
Well, they could split the pot if it come ace-8, 8-8, 7-7.
Going to the turn. It's not a deuce. It's a 6 of clubs.
We are down to the river. Darryl Fish must catch a deuce on the river. Otherwise, he will be our runner-up.
He will be out, he'll be gone, he'll be swimming with the fishes, and it's over, 5 of clubs.
So Jared Mahoney's dream of capturing a WPT title comes true tonight.
Well, Jared Mahoney came in as the short stack. He is now the champion, taking home huge dollars. What an effort by him.
I would be an absolute not to feel amazing right now. I got 2nd out of 700 people. I mean, of course I wanted to win. It's a little disappointing to get so close and taste it a few times, but I mean, life is great. I got 2nd, won a lot of money. It's, you know, it's certainly a really good day.
And now let's talk to the WPT Montreal champion from Abington, Massachusetts, Jared Mahoney. You came to this final table in last chip position. You went on to win the title. That's been done very few times in the history of the WPT. Tell us how you're feeling right now.
Feel ecstatic. Pretty amazing experience. Had a great time.
Congratulations to you. In addition to over $400,000 in cash, you also get a beautiful Hublot watch to commemorate your victory. And then you get your name etched on the WPT Champions Cup, which provides you an entry into the season-ending WPT Tournament of Champions. One more time, let's hear it for WPT Montreal champion, Jared Mahoney. Congratulations. Lynn, back to you.
What an amazing feat for Jared Mahoney, the undisputed champion of WPT Montreal. For Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, the Royal Flush Girls, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. See you next time on the WPT.
I don't understand what this is for here. The World Poker Tour is sponsored by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
The Bellagio 5-Diamond World Poker Classic starts now.
Feeling like $1 million.
a battle with all the geniuses.
We are back once again at Bellagio for the 5 Diamond World Poker Classic. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lynn Gilmartin. When people think of poker, they think of Vegas. And year after year, Bellagio attracts the poker elite. Just 5 days ago, they all entered with the goal of taking down one of the best tournaments of the year.
Allow me to welcome you to Bellagio in Las Vegas for the WPT 5 Diamond World Poker Classic. Now it's time to get this party started. Dealers, let's shovel up and deal.
Players began to settle into their seats and everyone was ready to get into action.
Yeah, it's kind of like the home of poker, the Bellagio. Like when you first start playing, you dream of playing in the Bellagio with all the big names. So obviously getting to do it is an amazing experience.
And this is a great tournament. You know, we're playing for life-changing money. I'm just glad that I have a chance to try to make a name for myself out here.
A massive turnout led to a long line of poker players, all waiting for a chance to play in the legendary Bellagio Poker Room.
Definitely worth the wait. I like playing with the best.
What lies ahead is glory, thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and camera time, which is what we live for.
While a player can't win the tournament on day one, they can win a free cruise, courtesy of the Royal Caribbean International Royal Flush Bonus. And that's just what 2-time WPT champion Darren Elias did in a hand against Dutch Boyd.
River to Royal Flush, so I want to cruise. Pretty happy about that.
With a $10,000 buy-in and unlimited re-entries, this tournament is not for the faint of heart.
It could get dangerous at the Bellagio for some people, but, you know, just try to play bad and win.
And pro Brian Rast discussed the complicated success he's had playing in the 5 Diamond tournament.
I've had a couple cashes in this and some deep runs. I've also, more ignominiously, been in 7 buy-ins one year, and even though I cashed, I lost overall in the tournament.
A who's who of poker continued to contest for pots around the room. At the end of the night, 332 players remained, and past 5 Diamond champions Mohsin Charania and Joe Hashem would have their work cut out to capture this title again, while tour regular Bruce Kramer found himself at the top of the chip count with over 148,000 in chips.
Oh man, I feel fabulous.
Day 2 got underway with registration still open and plenty of players ready to take advantage of another chance at this prestigious title.
I really want to win one of these, and so I like the fact that you can rebuy. I think it's good for the tournaments.
And Phil Hellmuth, who started the day on a short stack, was one of the many players who would take advantage of a re-entry on day 2.
I don't know if I've ever rebought a 10K, but I might win this one, boys.
But some players, like Daniel Negreanu, were at the cage buying in for the first time.
I just showed up today because I figured, woohoo, let's gamble up.
Poker pro Matt Glantz was doing fine on just 1 bullet.
Bought in late on day 2. Been playing like an hour and went from 30K to 200K, easy game. A lot of people think it's disgusting, but I think it's kind of fun.
After the 3rd level of the day, registration closed. And past ones to watch, Dylan Horton knew this would affect play.
Rebuy period just ended, so now it's an official freeze out. If you lose all your chips, you're done. There's no more rebuys. I think you could expect to see people kind of tightening up a little bit and just try and make day 3.
The tournament staff released the official numbers. 639 entries created a prize pool of almost $6.2 million. 63 players would make the money, with first place taking home nearly $1.6 million. When play finished for the day, businessman Kurt Kohlberg was 3rd in chips and sporting a new psychedelic hoodie.
Clearly, I had a very good day. Ran well, played well. That's what you need to do.
But finishing at the top of the leaderboard were 2 tough pros, Matt Glantz and Paul Volpe, separated by just 600 chips. They would lead the 244 survivors who would battle it out on day 3. It was moving day in the Bellagio Poker Room, with many players' backs up against the wall, hoping to turn things around.
Bringing back a short stack, but looking for a double.
I'm pretty short. I got just over 20 blinds, so I got a lot of work cut out for me today.
So I'm battling. I got like 70K, and I'm in the hunt.
2 players also on the short end were our own Mike Sexton and WPT champion Noah Schwartz.
Trying to take a toothpick, turn it into a lumberyard, as Amarillo Slim used to say. How many chips you got now?
I don't got a lumberyard, but I got more than a toothpick, that's for sure.
No matter whether players were sitting on a short stack or a big stack, most were happy to still be in the game.
The real reason people love Bellagio is the experience, the atmosphere, and maybe $1.5 million. Could be
It's gonna be good. Oh,
The field continued to thin out, and we saw the exit of familiar faces, including two-time WPT champion JC Tran and Season 7 WPT World Champion Yevgeny Timoshenko. Paul Volpe proved he still had momentum on his side, first by knocking out Corey Hockman, and then having his hand hold against Season 9 5-diamond champion Antonio Esfandiari. Even though big names were falling, reigning 5-diamond champion Mohsin Charania knew the field still looked tough.
I think every table now at least has a few WPT champions that are really good. The only real thing on my mind is there's about 130 people left, and just play as well as I can, and hopefully I'll get lucky.
Former lawyer turned poker pro Kate Hall was having a strong day 3, getting max value on her 10K entry.
I saturated into this the morning of the tournament. I am on one bullet, which is nice. It's an incredibly tough field, much tougher than any field I've played before, but I've been running well and playing as well as I can so far.
Looking to continue to run well, Kate put WPT champion Griffin Paul at risk when she called his all-in on the flop holding trip 9s. Griffin had an open-ended straight draw and needed some help to survive. A king of clubs on the turn gave him some additional flush outs, but a 3 of diamonds on the river knocked Griffin out and padded Kate's chip stack heading into day 4. When players bagged their chips at the end of the night, it was Las Vegas legend Billy Baxter who sat in second place with over $540,000. Just behind cash game player Eddie Oshana, who snagged the chip lead with over $560,000 in chips and kept everything in perspective.
Long way to go, a lot of good players.
The 91 remaining players arrived to the poker room on day 4, and the money bubble loomed on the horizon.
Doing all right. I'm in battle with all the geniuses.
But players soon started hitting the rail, including Season 11 5-diamond champion Ravi Raghavan, Day 2 chip leader Matt Glantz, Season 10 WPT Player of the Year Joe Sirop, and tough pro Brian Rast as the field inched closer and closer to hitting the money.
We're not here just to cash, but it's still an important thing to think about, and we're getting very close now, so decisions will be influenced by that variable. Definitely going to be a little more cautious.
With one player left to be eliminated, 2 tough pros, Harrison Gimbel and Tom Marchese, were all in on the turn, with each player holding a set. Harrison's turned set of 10s were in the lead, and Tom would need to catch the case 5 to stay alive. A jack on the river knocked Tom out in 64th place, just short of cashing.
It's poker.
Now that the players were in the money, one of the first to bust was 3-time WPT finalist Eugene Todd.
I'm in for 2 bullets in this tournament, so I think I made like $150 or something.
And after grinding most of the day, Season 3 5-diamond champ Daniel Negreanu was eliminated.
Today didn't start off exactly how I would have liked. Had a couple tough spots, but I hung in there as long as I could. Just basically did the short stack thing, squeaked into money as I have been in this event the last little bit, but I've been really lucky in this event.
Also battling on a short stack, Jake Schwartz was looking to make another deep run in Season 14.
This point in the tournament, probably going to weed out the more inexperienced and lesser quality players, while I guess you can say the cream is going to rise to the top.
Tough players were still everywhere you looked and continued to collide when WPT champion Kevin Eister knocked out Isaac Haxton. Also hitting the rail were the defending champion Mohsin Charania and the red-hot Fedor Holtz.
Sorry, bud. Sorry.
Near the end of the night, Kate Hall called Phil Locke's all-in pre-flop and was ahead with pocket jacks to his ace-king.
Wow.
A jack on the flop gave Kate a set, and she held on to knock out the jovial WPT champion in 22nd place.
It was a lot of fun. It would have been more fun to win 1.6 million, but winning 37K was great.
When the day ended, Kevin Eister was second in chips with over 2.1 million, but the remaining players were all chasing Eddie Oshana, who once again captured the chip lead with over 2.3 million.
Well, the structure's pretty good, so just chipping up and making some hands here and there.
This is it. I
I'm coming into day 5 today and looking forward to what will hopefully be the second biggest day of my poker career.
As the final 21 players settled into their seats on day 5, the short stack players felt the pressure of making the televised final table.
Big day today. Biggest as it gets in poker, man. Gotta double up, gotta survive.
Bay Area grinder Pat Lyons focused on the long game.
We can't win the tournament today. We can win the tournament tomorrow.
But after losing a big pot to season 13 5-diamond finalist Brett Schaefer,
Nice hand.
Pat was knocked out when his ace-10 failed to catch up to Kevin Eister's pocket jacks.
I came, I failed. I had only a little more than $500,000, so I'm happy.
The field continued to shrink at the hands of Professor Ben Yu, who first knocked out season 12 WPT world champion Kevin Starman, then bracelet winner Jack Duong, to give him almost $2 million in chips.
It's just been one of those days where you're just running hot. I feel very fortunate. I know people always complain all the time, but it's good to recognize when you've been very lucky, and I've been very lucky this whole tournament.
Still running hot were the 2 start-of-day chip leaders, Eddie Oshana and Kevin Eister, who added to their chip stacks while knocking out players. Jake Schwartz then single-handedly brought the field down to 1 table after knocking out WPT finalist Paul Volpe in 12th place and Millard Hale in 11th.
There's going to be a lot of pressure on the short stacks to double up, and hopefully now that I have a lot of chips, I'll be able to apply some of that pressure.
In a short amount of time, 3 players were eliminated. Now down to 7 players and 1 player away from the televised final table, play slowed down.
I think everyone's going to be playing relatively tight, just waiting for a short stack to bust or big stacks to collide. Everyone's just going to be playing pretty nitty, and you're going to see like 2 standard poker hands get in.
A combination of strong hands and rising blinds finally led to the bubble bursting when Kevin called the all-in of Lauren Roberts. Kevin's pocket aces were way ahead of Lauren's pocket 3s. No help on the board sent Lauren home in 7th place.
My objective was to get a deep run. I think I made it. I love the game, so I had a great time, wonderful people, and looking forward to playing more tournaments.
Jake Schwartz would take the chip lead into the tough televised final table, hoping to win his first WPT title, with Kevin Eister hot on his heels, hoping to win his second. And when we return, Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten will share their thoughts on this talented final table. Stay tuned.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Hublot, the official watch of the World Poker Tour.
I'm a perfectionist, so I'm always paying attention to little details. I think that helps my game a lot. I mean, look at my hair. I'm going bald, but I keep every little hair in place.
I spent the first 20 years of my life doing what everyone else wanted me to do, but realized that you really just have to do what makes you happy, and playing poker pretty much has been a dream of mine.
Being a lawyer was quite intellectually engaging. I've found that poker is at least as much so, and the transition from law to poker has been amazing.
I feel extremely fortunate. I've got a terrific family and a good group of friends, and it's a dream come true to make a final table at a WPT event.
Oh my God, man, this means the world to me. I've never won a major tournament. I have been the bridesmaid a couple times. I want to win this so bad. I need to get the monkey off my back.
I'm playing for my biggest score ever, playing for a second WPT title. I would just love to outlast them all. That would just be a dream come true.
And now we turn to WPT's Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten. Guys, what do we have to look forward to as play begins?
Well, Lynn, this could be a terrific final table tonight. At this final, we've got a WPT champion, 2 World Series of Poker bracelet winners, and 2 others that have already cashed 3 and 4 times this season on the World Poker Tour. But if you're looking for favorites, look no farther than the 2 chip leaders. Jake Schwartz from New York. This is Jake's 3rd consecutive cash on the World Poker Tour, his 2nd final table. In 2nd chip position with $5.9 million in chips is Kevin Eister from Lafayette, Louisiana. He's a WPT champion, a World Series of Poker bracelet winner, and has over $2.4 million in live tournament winnings. Vince, to win tonight, they're going to have to shoot down these two young guns.
Well, you're right, Mike. It's going to be very tough. But the talk of the whole tournament has to be Kate Hall. She's a former attorney out of Arizona. She's only been playing poker professionally for 6 months. And in that time, she's made 4 World Poker Tour cashes and 2 final tables. So all I can say is, who is this girl? Very exciting bunch we have here tonight.
Well, Vince, we're going to get to know Kate and everyone else pretty well this evening. And before the players took their seats, we got a chance to check in with WPT champion Kevin Eister.
I'm way more excited than last time. I think it pre-set in this time as opposed to last time where I was still in shock. So I'm feeling great. It is a lot of money. It would change my life, but I'm not going to be worried about that until it's over.
There you see the ClubWPT.com chip count. Jake Schwartz out in front with 7.3 million. Kevin Eister in second chip position. That's what they're playing for tonight. Big bucks on the line. The winner taking home nearly 1.6 million.
Also, the champion will win that Hublot watch and that Aura solid gold MasterCard. So much at stake. Antes will be 10,000. Blinds 30 and 60. Let's go to the felt. Eddie Oshana from Streamwood, Illinois, first to act. And he's got an ace-10 of clubs.
Eddie's going to raise it to 130,000.
Short stack, Bill Jennings quickly folds. Ben Yu now not going to play.
Now over to Kate Hall, who's made her 4th consecutive cash on the World Poker Tour. She folds.
Yeah.
But Kevin Eister going to make the call out of the small blind with ace-deuce of diamonds.
Jake Schwartz from New York out. He's our chip leader. So ace-deuce versus ace-10, Mike.
Well, flop king 6-4 doesn't help either player. Kevin checks. See if Eddie will make the continuation bet. Looks like he's going to.
Yep, Eddie's mostly a cash game player. High stakes. Makes a bet of 155. Let's see if it'll work. Yes, Eister releases his hand. There's Eddie's wife, Diana, in the audience. He's 41 years old. Tough player.
Action on Bill Jennings. He folds.
Ben Yu, they call him Professor Ben, out of LA, California. 29 years old, likes his ace-8, it appears.
Makes it 160,000 to go. Kate Hall out.
And now Kevin Eister again with a big hand, ace-queen of diamonds. Eister living in Colorado now, originally out of Lafayette, Louisiana. A recreational gambler. Has a big hand here, and he'll re-raise. 460 total. Jake Schwartz from New York goes out.
Eddie out. And Ben Yu quickly folds as well, so Kevin Eister 3-betting to pick up that pot. Stay with us. We're just getting started here at Bellagio. We'll be right back with more right after this.
Club WPT VIP members have won thousands of dollars worth of VIP packages to travel, stay, and play in WPT events.
Win your way into an upcoming WPT main event on ClubWPT.com.
Lago is incredible restaurant with incredible food, great wine list, a beautiful bar with a beautiful cocktails, and great view. The style of the cuisine is Italian, but we do it with a small place. We have different things in the menu, from risotto, from pasta, for meat, for fish. Food presentation is important for the eyes. Food looking well prepared means somebody cares, somebody thinking. But I think at the end of the day, the more important thing is the flavor. I love my job every day because I like to make people happy. I look in the faces when I see somebody, they get the fork and they get the piece, the meat, the fish, the vegetables, they put in the mouth and they have a good smile. Wow, this I feel so happy.
Yeah, what a great restaurant. And there's so many great restaurants here at Bellagio.
Well, no doubt about it. One of the premier casino properties in the world, Bellagio. Players love it here, especially the fine dining.
6 players competing for that close to $1.6 million first place prize. Back to the felt we go. Action on Ben Yu, and he has an ace-10.
Also has a World Series of Poker bracelet to his credit. Trying to add a WPT title to that resume. Gonna raise it here, makes it 150,000 to go.
Kate and Kevin go out. And now Jake Schwartz contemplating king 3 of diamonds.
Jake playing poker for 6 years, opts to fold this hand.
Eddie O'Shannah not gonna play.
Round to Bill Jennings. Looks down at king, queen, spades. He's on the short stack here, only has about 15 big blinds.
I'm all in.
And he's shipping it. Tough decision for Ben now.
Can I get the count, please?
It's 900. He's done 3 antes, started 9. It's 950 total.
This is callable by Ben. He would be a hero if he should make this call. He's not gonna do it.
So Bill Jennings taking down that pot.
Now he's married, he has 4 children, lives in Florida. And Matt Stout in the audience, that's Bill's poker coach.
Yeah, he calls this Bill's breakout event, his first final table, first big cash. Bill's quite a character, though. He's an ex-race car driver.
Well, on to this hand, we got a couple of folds, and Jake Schwartz gonna mess around with a 3 deuce of hearts. Makes it 130 to go.
These are the things you can do when you're chip leader, Vince.
That's so true. Eddie out. Bill releases.
Back around to Ben. Ben's in the big blind. He's got 60,000 out there, so why not call 70 more and look at a flop?
Once you set the hand with Ben?
I believe 1.6.
Ben Hugh from LA into Jake Schwartz from New York, and the flop is a 7-5 deuce. 5s for you, deuces for Jake.
Well, Ben's out in front now after that flop. He's going to check. Jake, catching 2 deuces, is going to bet. Like 120,000. Ben makes the call.
Ben considers himself a great student of the game, always learning, and now is 6 of clubs on the turn.
So possible flush, possible straight out there now. Ben's going to check his 2 5s. And Jake checks. But now Jake makes 3 deuces on the river to make the best hand here.
Oh, that's how chip leaders do it. Just amazing. Ben's going to wisely check.
I don't see Jake checking here.
He's betting 335.
Well, when your opponent checks on the turn, Vince, you just put him on 2 big cards.
You're going to call that, Mike?
I don't know if I am,
But no, you're stubborn sometimes with that. And you're right most of the time, but this time Ben makes the right decision, gets out of the way.
Jake nods to his buddies in the house.
He loves sports.
Well, I know it's very sarcastic on Twitter, Vince. I do know that about
right?
Jake, and he gets a kick out of that.
As I asked yesterday, who's next in line?
I'm not taking everyone out. I'm just getting chips.
Nibbling away.
Yeah, I'll nibble, and then Kevin will get you.
I meant to win a pot off me.
I guess you haven't won a pot off me.
Big first place prize here tonight, 1.6, close to 1.6.
You got me.
Yeah, big money on the line. Kevin out.
Oh, that means my orb's here.
You just raised with 3 deuce. You win the pot. The very next hand, you pick up 2 kings.
Yes, you've been rewarded by the poker gods. He's going to raise it to 130. Eddie O'Shannah, though, decent ace-10. He seems interested. Yes, he will make the call. Bill Jennings with queen 9. Won't play. Ben getting out of the way. Kate not playing.
2 kings versus ace-10 here.
Like 2?
You want a little under 2.
Okay, thanks.
Eddie O'Shannah doesn't know what he's up against. And here is the flop. 8-7-4. No luck for Eddie.
That's a lot better than being 10-7-4, I can tell you that.
Yes, all right. And Schwartz going to make the continuation bet. With the goods, though. Uh-oh. Eddie, don't do it to yourself.
Oh, my gosh. Eddie calling here with just the ace high. Calling, and he thinks it might be good. Well, a 9 comes off. This gives Eddie an open-end straight draw now. Jake checks 2 kings here.
Check, check. River card doesn't help Eddie. Another 9 pairs the board.
Be surprised if Jake checked again. The way the hand's been played, do you think your opponent's got ace-4 suited, ace-7 suited, something like that? So you're going to bet value here.
240. He's got nothing, Eddie, and good going. Gets away from it.
So Jake Schwartz increasing his chip lead.
6 players going at it. At the WPT 5 Diamond World Poker Classic at Bellagio. Always a good one.
It was a great turnout here at Bellagio this week, and of the 639 entries, only one player, Eric Trossman, won his way here by playing on ClubWPT.com. Not only did Eric show us his skills in the poker room, he's quite a talent at the pool hole, too.
Like to come out here and play pool and come out here and play poker. It's exhilarating. Every game is different, the strategy is different, and when you break and run at a table, it just feels terrific. When you're playing pool, you're studying your opponent and you're analyzing his game and you're trying to see weaknesses and strengths, and I'll try and take those skills to the poker table. It was unbelievable. Oh my goodness. I made it to day 2. I would recommend ClubWPT to anyone who likes to play poker. You can turn on the computer and play poker anytime, and you actually do have a chance to win a terrific trip like this.
That's right. So take a cue from Eric, log on to ClubWPT.com and play for a share of $100,000 in cash and prizes every month, including a seat to a live WPT event.
Jake Schwartz well out in front with $7.8 million. Kevin Eister in second place with $6.2 million. Everybody else hovering at just over $1 million.
Blinds are 40 and 80 now. Action on Kate Hall. Let's take a peek at her cards.
Well, she has been totally card dead this final table.
She goes out, Kevin out as well. Now our chip leader, Jake Schwartz, with a nothing hand. Will he get creative with it? Nope. Folds the hand.
Over to Eddie. He looks down at ace-king. He'll be going with this hand.
Obviously, and he's going to make it 200,000 to go. Bill Jennings will fold. Only one to beat is Ben Yu in the big blind.
Man, he's got Jack-7 of hearts. Will he play? Gonna cost him another 120.
Yep, he will speculate, splash around.
These two guys have close to the same amount of chips.
As the flop is an 8-4-3.
Well, no help to either player. And Ben is going to check, and Eddie also checks. No continuation bet. Now the 5 of hearts comes off. This gives Ben a flush draw and a gut shot straight draw, and he thinks his opponent's just got 2 big cards, like he does.
Yep.
So he's going to bet here, 250,000.
And now Eddie is going to get stubborn with his ace-king, making this call. Oh no, a 3 of hearts on the river. Great for Ben Yu. Hits his flush.
And Ben is going to fire here, 400,000. And Ben said his problems here came because he did not make a continuation bet on the flop. He called him on the turn. And now, if he calls him on the river, he's just going to dump off an additional 650,000 that he really can't afford.
He's done it.
And Vince, there's a case that he's going to look back and say, gosh, dog it, I should have made the continuation bet. I'd have probably won that fight.
He's getting good cards, but it's not making it happen. He was up against kings before. Maybe he's tilting just a little bit. Started out with chips, but going the wrong way right now for Eddie Oshana. On to the next hand. Jake Schwartz will be the first to play. He looks down at his hand. Oh, and it's a pretty decent king-queen.
Well, he's going to raise with this. 170,000.
Eddie going to take a break.
Bill Jennings out. Ben out as well.
Yep.
Kate looking to pick up her first hand, doesn't do it.
Yep, she hasn't played a hand since Y2K. Now Kevin with a 6 deuce of diamonds.
And he's going to make the call out of the big blind. So these are the 2 chip leaders going at it here.
He will flounder around, hope to get lucky. Against the chip leader, here we go with the flop. It's an ace-10-4.
Well, Jake told us before this final table started, he considers Kevin Eister by far the toughest player at this table.
Yeah, they go check, check.
Now 7 of clubs comes off.
Jake was inside straight draw. That's about it. And ace high.
Again, it goes check, check. Now the board pairs aces. So Kevin just waved the flag. He's checked it twice in a row. Usually a bluff the third time around doesn't work much. But he's going to try it because it's the only way he can win the pot. 150,000. Jake trying to figure it out here. What he sees now is 600,000 in the pot, and it's going to cost him 150 to call.
Kevin is very good at making people leverage their chips, and he's very good at putting pressure on short stacks. And I imagine as the two biggest stacks at the table today, he and I will probably clash quite a bit.
Well, you're going to clash here, that's for sure.
King high is good.
Well, he does make the call with just king high. He's nodding, very proud of himself for making that call against the guy he considers the toughest at the table.
Well, it was such an interesting bet. You would think Jake would fold, but did not. Just well done by Jake Schwartz figuring that out.
You're exact too. Why is king queen or king jack? I was like, yeah.
Probably supposed to fold, but close.
Oh, everything going right for Jake at this moment.
Everything's Jake, is that what you mean?
Everything's Jake, that's right. Back on Eddie O'Shana, who's picked up a lot of nice hands.
I'm all in.
Now he's going to just push all in with king jack.
Well, can't blame him. He's only got 500,000 left. That's only just over 6 big blinds.
Bill's out, Ben out, Kate out, Kevin not playing. Only one to beat is Jake.
I looked at one, and I'm probably going to call. Can I have a count?
About 500, a little under 500.
Yeah, definitely call.
Ace jack of spades. Got to call that, of course. They flip him up.
Well, Eddie dominated here. So far, nothing's gone right for Eddie at this final table. He's going to have to get lucky now to stay in this tournament.
Well, I looked at the ace of spades.
Well, Jake going over to some of his college buddies from Indiana have come out to watch him at this final table tonight, so those guys having a ball.
And the flop is a 7-6-4, not good for Eddie.
Nah, good flop.
I won this yesterday with a king on the river, or the day before.
4 on the turn.
Down to the river, Vince. Eddie must catch a king, otherwise he'll be out in 6th place.
Needs the big suck out. Can he draw out here? Everyone on their feet. Drum roll, please.
Number 9 comes off. So that's going to do it for the 41-year-old from Chicago, Eddie O'Shana, out tonight in 6th place.
That was right. The first casualty at the 5 Diamond World Poker Classic. Eddie's out, taking home $226,000. Let's talk to Eddie.
I kind of hit a brick wall. I was cruising for a couple days, and the last couple levels I went completely card dead, and that's part of the game. You know, blinds get up there, you really can't do nothing about it.
Eddie O'Shana is out in 6th place, leaving 5 players in the hunt for a WPT title. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the WPT Season 14. We're at Bellagio, and only 5 players remain.
Jake Schwartz, the big chip leader, nearly $8.8 million in chips. Kevin Eister in second with $5.8 million. Those will be the guys to beat tonight.
On to Kate Hall, the former lawyer, now poker player. What results she's had this year. Just incredible.
That's putting it mildly, Vince. She's played 4 WPT events, cashed 4 times, and made 2 final tables. It's mind-boggling.
She's got something on the game, no doubt about it. And now Jake Schwartz, our chip leader, with just a Jack 7 and the button. Wants to push them around, it appears. He's getting out the raising chips. Yep, 170 to go.
Well, if you can raise with a 3 deuce, you can surely raise with a Jack 7.
Bill Jennings with just a queen deuce. Won't play that. Ben Yu in the big blind has a king 9.
Well, Ben well aware Jake could be just raising with any 2 cards here because he's the big chip leader. Going to make the call here with the king 9.
2.5, but
cool.
Just
thanks.
Yep. King 9 versus Jack 7, and the flop is at ace king 6, so king's there for Ben Yu.
Pretty good flop for him, but he's always leery that your opponent's got aces, especially if he raised pre-flop like Jake did. Jake going to make the continuation bet. But Ben going nowhere. He's going to make the call.
Yeah, keep him honest, at least on the flop. Going to the turn. It's an ace of spades. Pairs the board, and there's 3 spades out there.
Yeah. So that strengthens Ben's hand here because he now has a flush draw. And see, Jake has one too. So he's going to check. Might think a spade will win it for him. And a spade comes off. The queen of spades, both players have a flush. Ben's flush is higher. He's going to check. And Jake is going to make a value bet, $310,000, because he believes the flush is the best hand. And now Ben's going to look back to see if he does have a spade. He discovers he does. He's happy to see it.
I have the 7.
He quickly makes the call, and Ben shows him a 9 of spade to win the pot with a flush. So nice little pickup there for Ben Yu.
Well, that's the first little stumble by Jake Schwartz from New York, our chip leader. Doesn't like that. He's starting to eat his own sweatshirt.
Well, that's what you do when you finally lose a pot, Vince.
All right, on to the next hand. Kevin out. Jake gonna take a breather.
Over to Bill Jennings. Well, he's got king, queen of clubs.
A very attractive hand by the race car driver. Family man.
Come on.
There you go.
Well, he is going all in. Ben Yu right behind him now. Looks down at an ace-6 of diamonds. What do you do now?
I'm all in.
Well, that's what you do. You go all in over the top. Wow, what a play by Ben Yu. He's got the best hand with ace high. What timing. Ben Yu, primarily a lemon hold'em player. He won a World Series of Poker bracelet in a 10K lemon hold'em event back in 2015. And
here comes the flop. Can Bill get lucky? Not there. 5-3 deuce on the flop. So Ben Yu out in front.
And a queen comes on the turn. Bill has taken the lead. Ben's got to catch an ace or a 4 to win this pot.
Yeah, Bill will have a nice double up. And it's going to happen. Jack of diamonds on the river.
So Bill Jennings, the ex-race car driver, taking down that pot.
Probably I've asked for
Still got a chance to get to the checkered flag here, Vince.
Yeah, 5 players left at the WPT 5 Diamond World Poker Classic, and we're coming right back. We are back in Las Vegas, Nevada. They call it Sin City. We call it a lot of fun. We're at Bellagio. 5 players remain here.
Jake Schwartz still out in top, 8.2 million. Kevin Eister still in second chip position, 5.8 million. Kate Hall on the short stack right now, man. She has not picked up one hand at this final table, but she better pick up one quick or she's going to be out of here.
Lo and behold, she's got a little pair of 6s.
On?
And there she goes.
Vince, she's only got about 9 big blinds, so you have to ship it here with 2 6s.
$7.50.
Uh-oh. Jake with ace. Can afford to make this call.
Well, he knows she's a bit of a desperado at this point, Vince. Having so few chips, but he's still got 2 players behind him to act. Kate Hall, 32 years old. Is a civil litigator in the appellate court system for 6 years. Gave that up to become a poker player.
Jake is not going to call. So 1 down. Now Bill also not going to call. Only one to get out would be Ben Yu. And he can't play with Kate.
So Kate shoots her arms up in the air. Not going to shut me out tonight.
Yeah, there is a poker god for Kate. She's really impressive out here.
Yeah, impressive is putting it mildly. She got in this tournament by winning a $1,000 satellite.
Okay, action on. Kevin, he's raising with an ace-5. Jake out. And now Bill with a queen 10 of diamonds. Nope. Ben Yu. Oh, with ace jack of hearts.
Let's see how he's going to play it. And it just calls. He's not going to 3-bet it here. Kate with a 4-3. Not many chips, opts to give it up.
Ace-5 versus ace-jack.
Now flop comes ace-king-9. Both players have flopped 2 aces. Ben has him out kicked. He's going to check.
Kevin Eister raised before the flop, hits his aces, but he's going to check.
Wow. And that's pretty scary how you can check top pair there after you raise pre-flop, but he did it. 8 of diamonds on the turn. Again, Ben checks. He checked again, Vince.
That's pretty incredible.
That is more than incredible. Now the 10 of hearts comes off.
So Ben's safe with his kicker.
And he's finally going to bet his 2 aces.
Yeah, 200,000.
Now let's see what Kevin does. Vince, if he throws this hand away here, I say just give the guy the trophy. If you have instincts like that where you can check top pair with no flush and no straight out there on the flop and the turn, and then give it up on the river when your opponent bets, he's going to make the call.
Yeah, curiosity killed the Eister.
And Ben is going to win the pot with 2 aces, but Vince, the poker instincts of Kevin Eister, incredible there in my mind.
Agreed.
Good bet. It's tough to get value from a worse one pair.
Blinds still 40 and 80, 5-handed poker. We started this event with 639 total entries, down to these 5. Action on Ben. Quick fold by him. Kate not going to play. Kevin Eister.
Oh, boy. He just showed tremendous poker instincts in the last hand by checking the flop and the turn. Now he looks down and finds 2 aces. Jake Schwartz, the chip leader's picked up 2 queens.
Trouble everywhere. Hand against hand. Jake has got to be so excited.
Yeah, this could be big trouble here for Jake.
He's coming in for a raise, of course, 465. Bill out.
Let's see what Kevin does.
Sometimes a player will just call to disguise the strength of the hand, or you push it so you don't get outdrawn. Take the money when you can.
You're right, Vince. Some guys would slow a play it here, but I'm not sure slow playing the chip leader is a wise idea.
Well, he's not going to do that. He has raised it up a total of close to 1.1, and that should send the message to Jake.
Well, it should send it loud and clear, Vince. He has 4-bet the chip leader here. You're just not going to do that without a big premium hand. All in and called. And Vince, you just wonder if Jake reacted too quickly there. Now, I know it's 2 queens. I know it's a short-handed poker game. But when a guy in second chip position 4-bets the chip leader at this spot with a couple short stacks at the table with such big money on the line, I think you have to put him on a premium hand, ace-king at worst. Aces or kings in that spot. Would he make that play with 2 9s, 2 10s, 2 jacks? I doubt it.
King, king, king flops, what I'm looking for.
Boy, I just can't imagine that sweatshirt tastes too good right now.
Flop is not good for Jake. 5-4-3 on the flop, so very safe for the aces.
Well, the deuce comes off.
Whoa, ace 6
Well, Kevin cannot lose the pot. Jake can only tie the pot. Must catch a 6 or an ace to do that. Otherwise, Kevin Eister will be a monster chip leader.
Whoa, things are turning around. River card. See if he gets a split. No.
So a huge swing in chip lead. So Kevin Eister in command now.
So this is 3.7.
Just phenomenal shape to perhaps be a 2-time WPT champion.
2.44 plus.
Well, with a chip lead like that, everyone is going to have a tough time catching Kevin. For Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, the Royal Flush Girls, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. See you next time on the WPT.
I don't understand what this is for. The World Poker Tour is sponsored by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
The Bellagio 5-Diamond World Poker Classic continues right now.
Feeling like $1 million.
King, king, king flops, what I'm looking for.
6. Give me a 6.
The Vegas Strip is action-packed tonight, and so is the 5-Diamond World Poker Classic final table here at Bellagio. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the World Poker Tour. I'm Lynn Gilmartin. It's been quite an eventful evening so far, so let's turn to Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten to fill us in on where we stand.
Well, Lynn, what a final table we've seen so far. Eddie O'Shaughnessy went out in 6th place. Then there were 5 players left. Jake Schwartz came to this final table as the big chip leader with $7.2 million in chips. He had done nothing except build that chip lead up to where he nearly had $9 million in chips. And then he played a huge pot with the guy in 2nd chip position, Kevin Eister. Kevin had 2 aces. Jake had 2 queens. It all got in before the flop. And right now, Kevin Eister is the massive chip leader with 5 players left.
Kevin Eister looking great. But you know what? Kate Hall, the former lawyer, she's only been playing poker for 2 years. She is so impressive. You know, she's made 4 cashes on the World Poker Tour, 2 final tables. She's on the short stack, but she's got a shot. The crowd loves it. So do we.
Well, Bellagio always delivers with a great final table, and this one falls right into suit. So let's waste no time and get back to the action.
Well, there you see the ClubWPT.com chip count. Kevin Eister way out in front with 10.6 million. Jake Schwartz in 2nd place with 3.2. And right now, Kate Hall on the short stack with 760,000. The winner tonight will take home nearly $1.6 million. Big money on the line.
And he'll also receive the beautiful Hublot watch. The antes are now 10,000. Blinds are 40 and 80,000. Let's go to the felt. The very talented Kate Hall first to act. Quick fold by her. And now our chip leader, Kevin Eister with King 9.
Oh boy, every hand looks good when you get big chips.
He's raised to 160. The New Yorker Jake Schwartz going out. Bill Jennings from Florida gonna fold. And Ben Yu from Los Angeles wants no part of it.
Kevin Eister has fired 2 bullets in this tournament. He's 26 years old, lives in Denver, from Lafayette, Louisiana. Kevin Eister's parents in the house tonight, watching him, seeing if he can win a 2nd title.
Okay, antes have gone up to 15,000. Blinds 50 and 100 now. A couple folds around to the former race car driver Bill Jennings. He folds as well. And now Ben Yu with a 7 deuce of diamonds in the small blind.
All in.
And he is going to try to steal this from Kate Hall.
Well, going all in with a 7 deuce.
She's going to make this call. It's a good
wow,
one.
What a call by Kate Hall. She was a lawyer for 6 years, decided to give that up to become a poker player. Has only been playing for 2 years. This is her 4th consecutive cash on the World Poker Tour this season, and her 2nd final table. She's out in front now with a good shot to double up.
I haven't beat Kate in any of these all-ins. I'm 0 for 2.
And she is so happy with herself right now. Let's see if it pays off. Yes, it does. 10, 8, 6, all diamonds.
Well, both players have flopped a diamond flush, and it's still not over because Ben could make a straight flush if a 9 of diamonds comes off.
It's a 5 on the turn, not a diamond.
We can make it straight now.
Ben, a good sport about this.
He's all smiles.
This is going to be great when Jake folded the 9 of diamonds and we're just wasting everyone's time.
Kate's got to sweat one more card to double up. And she does so.
So Kate Hall was an attorney for 6 years, went to Yale Law School.
Can never get rid of you. 0 for 3 now.
I think the single most important quality for a good poker player is willingness to admit when you've made a mistake and to learn from it. There are lots of people who are quite good who have a sense of ego about their mistakes, so don't learn from them. I just wanted it to not be a heart. Okay. And being willing to take advice from people, listen to players who are better than you, because there are always players who are better than you. I think that's really what sets people apart in terms of how fast they learn and how fast they succeed. It is like the key to success.
I love the humility by Kate. That's why she's so good. Very refreshing.
She says all her hobbies are now are studying poker and watching poker. She learns from everybody she talks to. And Vince, we know, being out here so long, egos have killed many a player in the poker world.
So true. All right, back to the table. 5-handed poker. Quick fold by Schwartz. And now Bill Jennings with a monster ace-king.
Yeah, Bill Jennings, quite a guy. Was a trader for 25 years.
250.
He's a former race car driver. He drove in the Ferrari Challenge Series from 2002 to 2007, which is 600 plus horsepower. And right now he's putting a little horsepower in this pot by raising it up.
Makes it 250 to go into Ben Yu. Quickly folds king, queen. Kate can't play. Kevin going out. So a nice little win there for Bill.
Yeah, Bill Jennings taking that down. He's got 4 children. He's a family man. He says nothing substitutes for hard work. And there's his coach, Matt Stout, who's rooting him on here tonight. He said this is Bill's breakout event, his first final table.
Right back on Bill. He's going to look down at an ace-8.
Going to give this one up.
Now Ben Yu with a queen-jack.
Ben Yu, primarily a lemon hold'em player, has a World Series of Poker bracelet in a 10K lemon hold'em event.
Now he just calls, and now Kate out Kevin with a pair of 3s.
And he's just going to make a call here.
Which is going to allow Jake with a 9-5 to slop around.
Now flop comes king, jack, 6. Ben out in front with 2 jacks. They both check to him. And he also checks. The board pairs 6s on the turn. Kevin checks his 3s. Jake with the worst hand. He's going to try to steal the pot by betting here.
Jake Schwartz was way out in front with all the chips. Made a misstep with his queens up against aces. And now he's going to try to redeem himself a little bit here with the bluff, but it's not working so far. Ben going to make this call.
Yep, 205,000.
It's a 4 of diamonds.
You would think Jake would know if he got called on the turn. No straight draw, no possible flush draw, basically out there. He's just going to check and wave the flag. He's giving it up. Ben, you take this one. That's what he's saying. Just doesn't want to lose any more chips in the pot.
Jake Schwartz's body language saying it all. Deeply disappointed. And Ben Yu turning things around very nicely.
Well, Ben has a World Series of Poker bracelet to his credit. He's trying to add a WPT title to that resume.
Jake disillusioned there. He needs a good slice of pizza at this point. Come back.
Well, Ben now looks down at king, 8 of diamonds. And he's going to give it up. Kate folds as well over to Kevin. He's going to raise it here to 200,000 on the button with ace 6.
Fold by Jake.
Now over to Bill Jennings with the queen, 9 of hearts. Now, most guys would call a raise here for sure with queen, 9 of hearts just to see a flop, but Bill opts to lay it down. He looked around at the stacks of the other players and say, you know, just going to wait a little while.
Okay, we have a quick break in the action here at Bellagio, so let's catch our viewers up on some of our most recent stops on the World Poker Tour.
Well, right here in the States, we traveled to Redding, California, and the Wind River Resort and Casino for WPT Deep Stacks NorCal, before heading overseas for several WPT national events.
That is right, Mike. We held 2 WPT national events in Europe, first at the Cercle Cliché Montmartre in Paris, France, and then at the Casino Venezia in Venice, Italy.
The WPT also hosted 2 national events in Asia, where we traveled to Kazakhstan and the Bombay Casino before heading to Korea and the Paradise Casino at Jeju Grand.
And that's not all. We also added another name to the WPT Champions Cup in the Czech Republic, where Javier Gomez took home the trophy and nearly 200,000 euros for his win at WPT Prague.
Congratulations to all of our WPT winners. And we've got another one to name right here tonight, so let's get back to the action.
Yeah, we go back down to it. It's on Kate Hall, the hottest young player on the circuit this year on the WPT, doing so well because she quickly folds the hand. Now iced her, originally out of Louisiana. Big chip leader's gonna raise with Jack 8 to 200,000. Jake Schwartz with a seductive 9-10 of hearts behind him.
Got one of those hands you love to see a flop with. And Jake is gonna make the call.
Into the race card driver, Bill. Yeah, Bill gets out of the way, and now Ben Yu with ace 10.
Well, will he squeeze here? Not against the chip leader. He just makes the call. So we're going to have 3-way action. Well, flop queen 7-3 with 2 spades. No help to anybody. Ben is going to check. Kevin going to make a continuation bet. 250,000.
Yeah, Jake Didn't hit anything there, has to fold. And Ben, of course, just ace high. Well, he's going to stick around. He's curious. And he hits an ace.
2 aces now for Ben. He's going to check again. Now Kevin is going to represent that he has 2 aces, when in fact he doesn't. He's going to bet $425,000. Well, Ben's going to make the call. So we are going to the river. Well, the 3 of hearts comes off. So that improves Ben's hand slightly in that he's now got aces up with a queen kicker, but let's see what Kevin's going to do after Ben checks here.
Yep.
Well, Ben C is going to fire $1 million at this pot, which had $2 million in it, so he's betting half the size of the pot.
Eister betting with Zip and Pip. Will it work?
I call.
He does make the call, and Ben Yu sees his aces up are good, and Kevin Eister says, why'd I bluff that money off?
Wow. Pretty amazing. An excellent call by Ben Yu to take down a major pot here tonight against the chip leader.
Yep, the tie is working for Ben tonight.
There's a short break in the action, and when we return, Bellagio goes high-tech.
That's brilliant.
Tony Dunst breaks it down, and so does Ben Yu. You will not want to miss it.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Ublo, the official watch of the World Poker Tour.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. 5 players remain here at Bellagio.
Kevin Eister way out in front, 9.1 million. But in second place now is Ben Yu, the Stanford graduate, doing very well so far at this final table.
Let's go down to the felt. Bill Jennings, father of 4, non-professional from Florida, playing quite well here tonight.
Well, he's just playing conservative poker events, and it's working out for him so far.
Ben out, and now Kate Hall has 8-6 of clubs.
Yeah, you like to see flops with that hand, but you just can't play when you don't have enough chips to do so.
And she folds. Kevin just calling with a 6-5, and now Jake Schwartz with the real hand. King-Queen.
He got burned by this guy earlier, probably why he's not raising right now with King-Queen after his opponent just limps in, but here comes the flop. Jack, 6 deuce. That's what happened when you give them flops. They outflop you. Kevin out in front with 2 6s. He's going to bet 100,000.
Jake getting no piece of that. Got to make this call, though. Oh, the turn card is a king. That's beautiful for Jake.
Sure is.
Kevin checks. Let's see if Jake puts a little pressure. No, checks as well. 9 of spades on the river.
Well, Jake has fooled me on every street. I thought he'd raise before the flop. Then I thought he'd bet on the turn. Didn't do either of those things. He is going to bet on the river, 215,000. Let's see what Kevin's going to do with his 2 6s here. He said, what's this guy got? He called me on the flop, checked on the turn. I was going to bet the river. A little puzzling, but still gives up the 2 6s, makes the right decision there. And Jake picks up the pot, much to the delight of his college buddies from Indiana. They've come out to watch Jake tonight. So Jake finally breaking out a smile. First time in a long time he smiled at this final table.
How much fun it must be. Fraternity buddies in the audience.
Yeah, 1.6 million on the line. The frat boys know who's buying the drinks tonight.
All right, into the next hand. Kevin Eister going to raise with ace-3. And Jake going to take a breather. Bill out as well. Ben Yu with a little pair of 6s.
Yeah, I'm going to make the call.
So ace-3 versus 6s.
Then flop comes queen 8-8. Action on Ben. He's got the best hand with 2 pair, but he checks. And Kevin checks again. Just uncanny how he seems to know when he's beat. Now deuce comes off. Now you would think Ben might bet here, but no, he checks again. And again, Kevin checks. And now the third 8 comes off. Now surely Ben will bet the full house here. And he does. But with ace high here, Kevin's going to pay it off. Can't blame him for that. You have to call on that spot, I think, with ace high, the way it was played. But Ben Yu going to take down the pot. Ben Yu doing well tonight.
My fraternity brothers in college, 3 of them actually, were very good break dancers, and they taught me how to break dance. You guys actually have some video of me doing some dancing at the player party that you might be able to dig up. It was one of those things I realized I really enjoyed. It's just really fun. It gives you all sorts of energy, and it looks pretty cool.
Well, I'll tell you something. He could always make $40 a week at Venice Beach and do that routine. I'd pay to see it.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I love people that dance. I know it's not the foxtrot, my style, but still, breakdancing, pop blocking, whatever he does, people that dance enjoy life more than those that don't, no doubt about it.
Talented poker player. They call him Professor Ben. Real student of the game.
Well, he's far more than doubled his starting stack at this final table. Starting out with $2 million, now sitting on $4.5 million.
He's just going to call with a king 8. Kate Hall now with a queen 9. She is the shortest stack at this moment. Just calls it. Around to Kevin with ace 7. And he says, fine, let's do it.
And the flop has come 10-9-5. A good flop for Kate. She's out in front with 2 9s, but she's going to check them. Just get a feel where she's at. Kevin checks the ace high. And Ben also checks. So Kate's got to like it. Now a jack comes off. So Kate now has an open-end straight draw with her 2 9s. Will she bet here? She does not. She checks. Kevin, gut shot straight. And the ace high, he says, you know, nobody bet on the flop. Let me bet here and see what happens. 180,000. Ben has the open-end straight draw. He's going to make the call. And now what is she going to do with 2 9s and an open-end straight draw? A lot of money out there, Vince. It cost her 180 to call. She has the best hand, and she is going to make the call.
Hoping her hand stays out in front or catches a straight. Let's go to the river. No, it's an ace. That's going to help Eister, of course.
Yep, Kevin Eister now has the lead with 2 aces. Action on Kate with 2 9s. She checks. Now Kevin was bluffing on the turn. Now he's got a hand, no need to bluff. Just going to check it down, hope his aces are good.
And now you with absolutely nothing. 400,000.
Now Kate's in a quandary. Could she possibly call with 2 9s? She would have Ben beat, of course. And she does make the call with the 2 9s, but Kevin could make the call and win the pot with 2 aces.
Sticking around with nothing, but now he's going to make the good call.
It's a really bad bluff when you get called in 2 spots.
And a 9.
Kevin Eister is going to win this pot with 2 aces.
1 pair.
Let's go.
Nice pot for Eister, the chip leader. Security.
Oh, boy.
Should have known he was bluffing sooner and snapped, and I'm out of there. I'm honking for sure.
I need to think.
The 10 call got you to the wall, Stan. We were both on the same page, wondering if he was bluffing, but I figured I had you when I hit that river.
Right now, it's time to send it to Tony Dunst, who is standing by with additional analysis on tonight's play in the Raw Deal.
The cliche goes that there's no substitute for experience, and that's especially true when the stakes are high. Although Kate Hall has dedicated herself to poker and made her second WPT final table this season, she's never played for this kind of money before. So, Was it a lack of experience that cost her that pot? Let's break it down. Our hand starts with Ben Yu limping the button holding King 8, a play he makes to reduce his variance against chip leader Kevin Eister and reduce his risk if short-stacked Kate goes all in. Instead, Kate calls with Queen 9 and Kevin checks in the big blind. Everyone checks the 10 high flop, but the jack on the turn creates action. After Kate checks, Kevin makes a bluff with his gut shot straight draw, Ben calls in position, and Kate calls from the small blind, still in the lead with her pair of 9s. When an ace hits the river, Kate checks for a third time, and Kevin checks top pair to Ben, who tries to bluff his opponents out. And here's where things go wrong for Kate. First, her call is ambitious because this board connects well with Ben's limping range, and she can't be sure Kevin will fold a better hand behind her. But the real problem for Kate is the break in her demeanor. She's remained stoic through her previous decisions, but just for a second following Ben's bet, we can see her thinking. And that detail's not lost on Kevin, who overcalls his ace and then immediately mentions the timing tell.
The 10 call got you the loss, damn.
Yeah. Now that she only has a few blinds left, it's hard to like Kate's chances. But even if tonight doesn't go her way, it's a valuable learning experience for her next WPT final table.
Well, then she did have Ben beaten. That's who she was focused on because that's who bet on the river. But unfortunately, Kevin had the aces, made the call, and
Hey, you know what? Even if she makes a snap call, I think Kevin's going to stick around. So I don't know about that one. But right now, Kate Hall on the short stack, and she's hurting. Let's go to the felt. Bill Jennings first to play. Queen 8 of clubs.
Stays in the conservative mode and folds just to watch the action. Ben is going to bet ace high here. Looks like he's going to raise it to 240,000. Kate with 2 5s moving all in. Can't blame her. I mean, she's only got like 4 big blinds.
Yeah, she has pushed, and Isa goes out. Jake, king high, doesn't play, so they flip him up.
So we have a race. Kate with the under pair, Ben with the overcards. Kate Hall's tournament life on the line here. She's just hoping that the 2 5 somehow sneak through.
I'll take it.
Let's see if Kate's hand can hold up. It's a jack 7-3, so no 7s for Ben Yu.
Yeah, Ben is taking the lead on the flop. Kate now must catch a 5 or 2 running cards to make a straight. Otherwise, she'll be our 5th place finisher. Well, a couple good poker players there. Dan O'Brien, Christian Harder.
Deuce on the turn. No luck for Kate there.
Kate Hall must catch a 5 on the river or she'll finish in 5th place.
River card, 7 of diamonds, not to beat for Kate Hall.
What a performance by her events this week. She's played 4 WPT events this season. She's cashed all 4 times, made 2 final tables, finished 5th at both of those. Let me be the first to salute you, Kate. What a year you're having out here on the World Poker Tour. Incredible.
Yes, the former lawyer, she's a phenomenon, only been playing poker for 2 years, finishes 5th, gonna take home $291,000. Let's go talk to Kate.
I think that I did everything that I could. I unfortunately didn't really have many cards that I could play or even shove with. There were only a couple, and I got it in where I could. But you know, that's just kind of what happens when you come in pretty short to a final table. I intend to keep playing and hopefully be back here soon.
Sorry to see Kate Hall leave in 5th place tonight, but the game must go on, so let's get back to the table.
Kevin Eister well out in front with 10.2 million. Ben Yu in 2nd place with 4.3, but 4 players left fighting it out for this title and nearly $1.6 million.
Action on Ben Yu, pair of 4s. And he will just call it.
Kevin going out, Jake out as well.
And now the Floridian Bill Jennings with king 9 says, let's go to the flop.
You know, flop ace, king, deuce. So Bill out in front now with the 2 kings. He's going to check. Ben with 2 4s. Hoping his opponent doesn't have an ace or a king. Going to bet 125,000.
Raise.
Well, Bill's going to raise him.
Jake Schwartz hitting the jib camera. That's got to hurt.
He just doesn't stay in his seat, Vince. This time it cost him with a bonk in the head.
The re-raise is going to work by Bill.
Well, Bill wisely figuring out that Ben didn't have an ace in his hand. He didn't raise pre-flop, so he check raised with kings. Proud of himself.
Yep, Matt Stout in the audience, especially proud of his pupil, Bill Jennings.
Yeah, Matt, not only a great poker player, great ambassador for poker, raised a lot of money in charity events to help worthy causes.
Well, Bill goes out of this one, and Ben now with a queen 8. Seems to like it, makes it 240 to go. Kevin going out, and now Jake Schwartz, 24 years old, looks down at a pair of 5s. He just calls it. And the flop is at 8-8 Jack, 3 of a kind for Ben Yu.
Could be a little trouble for Jake. He checks anytime a pair comes on the board and you have a pair in your hand. It's hard to get away from the hand. You know the original raiser is going to continuation bet no matter what he's got, just like Ben is doing here. But unfortunately for Jake, Ben flopped 3 8s. And Jake does make the call. Now a 10 comes off, so possible straight out there now as well. Well, Jake checks.
Oh, Ben's not going to let up.
And he's going to bet 3 8s again. I think it's an easy getaway now from the 2 5s.
$500,000.
You know, what can you beat here? I mean, basically all you can beat is like an ace-queen or an ace-9. And if your opponent had that, there's a great chance he's going to check on the turn. But Jake pays him off here for $500,000. And now an 8 comes on the river. This gives Jake a full house. Ben Yu with 4 of a kind. Jake is going to check. And Ben is certainly going to bet, just a matter of how much. There's just over $2 million in the pot. Looks like 900,000. Well, Vince, when you call on the flop, you call on the turn. You know, do you call one more time here? You have a full house, but still.
If you call this, you might as well take that little shirt string that you're sucking on and just wrap it around your neck. That's all I have to say. Oh,
he
boy.
does make the call, Vince.
He's doing it.
No good.
No good.
Well, a sarcastic no good by Jake. But truthfully, I think he should have got away from the hand on the turn. That would have saved him $1.4 million.
Oh, pain and loathing going on at Bellagio for Jake Schwartz, the New Yorker. 4 players are competing for the championship. We're coming right back for more on the World Poker Tour.
ClubWPT.com VIP members get more than just a chance to win cash and prizes. The Club Savers Guide program saves VIP members big money. Play big, save big, win big at ClubWPT.com.
Welcome back to Bellagio. WPT Season 14. 4-handed poker for the championship, and the antes are going up to 20,000. Blinds are 60-120.
Yeah, and the 2 guys that have done the best at this final table are the 2 chip leaders. Kevin Eister with $10.2 million has nearly doubled his starting stack since the final table started, and Ben Yu has nearly tripled his starting stack, and action's on Ben now.
Yep.
Looks down to 2 3s. And he's getting out raising chips.
Yeah, it's going to make it 270 to go into Kevin Eister, the chip leader, and Kevin has picked up a pair of kings.
He is just calling here, does not re-raise with 2 kings. Now Jake Schwartz in the small blind with ace-10 of diamonds.
Yeah, he's on the short stack, and he's going to shove all in.
Vince, he's trying to squeeze here, just trying to pick up the pot. He has no idea that Kevin Eister is this strong.
Bill gets out of the way, now back on Ben. And he's thinking, is this guy just trying to squeeze me?
Well, Jake is on the short stack. Just has $1.2 million in total. It cost Ben another $900,000 to make the call, and he does so.
I'm all in.
And now all of a sudden, Kevin Eister goes all in over the top.
And Ben now.
Well, no way he can call now, Vince.
No.
He knows Kevin was still playing a monster.
He mucks it.
So Kevin Eister has 2 kings, Jake Schwartz with ace-10 of diamonds.
We have positive equity in this. We got ace.
The guys that were rooting for Kate Hall now switch their allegiance over to Jake Schwartz. There's Kevin's Cajun buddies over there. They know their man's got way the best hand. 2 kings up against ace-10.
And nothing's gone right for Jake Schwartz. Came out of here as the chip leader. Let's go to the flop. It's an ace-jack-6. So aces for Jake Schwartz. He has outflopped the kings.
Well, Jake came to this final table as a big chip leader. Lost that monster pot with 2 queens versus 2 aces. Now has a chance to get back in this thing if the aces hold up. He just doesn't even want to watch, Vince. He just sort of cowered down, said, just tell me when it's over.
And a 7.
Kevin must catch a king on the river to win this pot and eliminate Jake Schwartz. Otherwise, we still have 4 players left.
It's an 8 of hearts. It's going to work out for Jake Schwartz. Upset the quality hand. He can't believe it himself.
You hit your set?
Jake Schwartz tripling up for finally something going right for him tonight.
I think that I'm probably playing the best poker of my career right now because a lot of it comes with age and experience. I'm turning 25 next month, and I need to start being humble and being realistic and having realistic expectations. Obviously, I know I'm not going to go out and win every single tournament. I went broke, and I have had the feeling that I had to play with my back against the wall. With that feeling, I feel like I make wiser decisions, and I final tabled 2 of the last 3, so it's pretty sweet. This run I'm on is incredible. I'm ecstatic about it.
Vince, what about that age and experience? The guy's 25.
Look, once you go broke in poker, you become a better bloke, as he has noticed.
Well, it is a wake-up call, no doubt about it.
What exciting action we are watching here tonight. 4-handed. Let's go down to the money pit. Bill Jennings looks at a very attractive ace-jack.
Well, Bill's played extremely conservative so far at this final table, and I can assure you these other 3 guys have noticed. So when he gets out raising chips, he has to get respect. And he's raising here to 240. Ben and Kevin quickly fold.
240.
And Jake, with just a king-7 of spade, wants to see a flop, so he's going to make the call. Doesn't care how tight the guy's been playing. And the flop comes queen, queen, 10. Jake checks, and Bill checks right behind him. No continuation bet. Now the deuce of spade comes off. This gives Jake a flush draw. He checks. Again, Bill checks. And now a 7 comes off, giving Jake the best hand, queens and 7s.
And Jake felt like he was behind the whole way.
Well, now he's got to feel like he's ahead, Vince. Gonna try to get a value bet in here. 240,000.
Bill's thinking to himself, why didn't I just bet this?
He might be thinking he's got the best hand here with ace-jack.
I call.
He makes the call, he loses the pot. And now he's thinking, why didn't I make the continuation bet? And I can assure you, the next poker lesson he gets from Matt Stout will be on the continuation bet.
I knew you hit that 7.
I mean, I had a lot of outs.
I just knew it.
I actually meant to make it a little bigger.
Jake can't wipe the smile off his face now. Things finally going right for him tonight. Even that string in his mouth is tasting good. Oh, life is good. Now there's the beautiful Aura Solid Gold MasterCard, and that is preloaded with $10,000, and that goes to our champion as well as all the money.
Fantastic addition for whoever wins this tournament.
Come on.
Bill is moving all in with the 2 queens.
Yep, he's down to the short stack. Ben goes out. Kevin Eister
Call.
has ace-8, will make the call.
He's got plenty of chips, can well afford to make it.
Target queens.
He knows Bill's only got about 7 big blinds.
Good luck, Bill.
Thanks, man.
Bill's queens hold up. We'll still have 4 players. Well, flop comes king, jack, 7, 2 clubs, so the 2 queens of Bill's still out front.
Yeah, nothing scary so far for Bill, the former race car driver, family man. Gotta sweat the turn.
Vince, he's looking to get to the checkered flag in this tournament. And that'll help him. A queen comes off on the turn. He's got 3 queens, but can still lose the pot. Kevin catches a 10. He'll make an ace-high straight to win it.
I improved.
Must catch a 10.
That would just be a miserable story to have to tell back in Florida. We're going to the river. Can Bill's hand hold up? And it's a queen.
So 4 queens by Bill Jennings is going to win this pot. Second time we've seen quads at this final table. Ben Yu had 4 8s. Now Bill Jennings has 4 queens. Boom! And he lets out that engine roar. I'm still in it.
Another fun day of poker. First they invented poker, great invention. Then chips, also another worldly invention. Then the Bellagio got these little everybody can charge their phone now without going to a wall outlet. This is absolutely the greatest thing since chips. First they invented poker, then chips, then they just put electricity at all the tables. It's so brilliant. It's like literally my favorite thing about Vegas. It's only a Bellagio that I know of planet-wide that have this. It's just brilliant. You always have electricity. That's all I want to say.
Well, just one of the great many perks here at Bellagio.
As soon as you jammed, I was like, Bill, a huge guy, and you didn't even take 5 seconds. Okay. Take your time and take a balanced amount of time. All right, thanks a lot.
Matt Stout getting the coaching advice in there. Well, certainly Bill's been playing very conservative so far. Got the advice to continue playing just that way.
Winner going to take home close to 1.6. Blinds are 61-20. Ben with a nothing hand. He will fold, and the Louisiana Looter
240.
We'll move it up with Jack High to 240. Into the New Yorker, Jake Schwartz, who's on a comeback trail. He's got a pair of kings.
Well, Jake just cracked 2 kings a minute ago to win a monster pot. And now he's picked up 2 kings against the same guy. Well, he's going to 3-bet it here to 735,000.
Into Bill, who quickly folds his hand. Back on Kevin, Jack High.
No, Kevin's not going to play this, so Jake Schwartz continuing to add more chips to his stack. Much to the delight of his frat buddies.
Action on Ben Yu. He's got ace-10. From Los Angeles, the 29-year-old Professor Ben.
Well, you're certainly going to raise in a 4-handed poker game with this hand, and Ben doing just that, looks like. Yep, 270,000 to go.
Into Eister, who has a queen 9 of hearts. And the button.
Well, he's in position. He's a chip leader. He makes the call. Jake, which is the king 5, goes out. Now Bill Jennings with the king queen of diamonds.
Come on.
Oh, he's moved all in over the top. Love this bet by him, Vince.
Big pressure.
I mean, Ben knows how tight this guy's been playing. He's going to give up the ace-10.
It's about just under 2, Kevin.
Yeah, I just want to know exact. I don't think I'm calling ever, just for future.
Make him count down the chips. And Vince, I can assure you the teacher is going to pat the people on the back for the way he played this hand. A nice all-in bet there by Bill Jennings to pick up the pot.
Yeah, Kevin can't take the heat. Bill Jennings looking good with the pros here tonight. 4 players remain here at the WPT 5-Diamond World Poker Classic.
Bellagio Hotel and Casino attracts some big names, and while this was Eric Trossman's very first WPT event, he was still given the star treatment thanks to ClubWPT.com.
This is a VIP experience, absolutely. It was very exciting playing in that room. Everywhere you looked, there were just famous poker players at every table. Scotty Wynn, Phil Hellmuth, Freddie Deeb was sitting next to me. Eric Seidel came and sat down at our table. I was playing in a hand, and next thing I know, my favorite player, Daniel Negreanu, was standing there.
Daniel, good. How you doing, man? Cheers.
It's a little adrenaline rush. Just knowing they're all world-class players, it's an honor to sit at their table. When I came here, I didn't know how I would be treated.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Our man.
Everybody from Club WPT and all the professional players all treated me terrific, welcomed me into their world, and it was just a terrific experience.
Yeah, when you win your way into a live WPT event through Club WPT, you're our VIP. And it's not just something we say, it's something we mean. So sign up at ClubWPT.com and start playing today.
All right, 4 players left fighting it out for this title. Kevin Eister out in front, 7.4 million. Jake Schwartz in second place with 5.1. Those 2 guys came to the final table as the 2 chip leaders. They're still the 2 chip leaders, but in reverse order.
Action on Bill Jennings from Florida. Non-professional player, has a very strong ace-king.
Well, Bill's played very conservative at this final table, but we know he's going to play this hand.
Went all in on that prior hand, and it paid off. But this time, going to just double it up. 240 to go. Ben Yu with a queen-jack won't play. Kevin out.
How much?
And now Jake Schwartz with an ace-jack.
How much did you start the hand with approximately?
2.5.
I'm all in.
I call.
Whoa.
Jake goes all in and gets called.
Yeah, Jake in a terrible place has pushed. Little did he know how strong Bill's hand was.
Well, little did they know how many chips he's got, Vince, because Bill has more chips than he announced, which was 2.5 million.
It's close. I mean, I should have asked for an exact. I should have. He just said 2.5, and I took it.
And now Jake's realizing it, and maybe it would have made a difference.
Well, it may have, Vince.
He said 250.
He knew even if he lost the pot, he'd still have half his chips left, but now he's not going to have near that amount.
Maybe Jake can outflop him here. Let's see. No, it's a king. 9-6, 2 clubs. King's there for Bill Jennings.
Well, great flop for Bill.
How do you like your chance right now? Pretty good? Pretty good.
Jake now has to catch 2 runners to win this pot.
Pretty big dog at this point. Bill well out in front to double up, and it's a 5 on the turn.
So Jake Schwartz drawing dead here. Now we're going to find out exactly how many chips that Bill Jennings had. And it is more than 2.5 million, and Jake is not a happy camper about it.
Are you kidding me? It's like 3.5.
And that's why I made him break it down. I wouldn't even call on 100%. I just want to know what it was for future, just in case he tries to say that again.
That's like 3.5. All right, I guess it's cool to angle at final tables for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Jake, I looked at the screen. It said 2.45 the last time I
The
looked.
screen's obviously wrong.
Hey, ask for a count then.
I did. You said 2.5.
Well, then count it out next time.
Stack your chips like a normal human being.
Well, that's why I stacked them that way, so you'd make a bad decision.
All right, we're cheating these days. It's cool.
Wow. Quite the controversy we are having tonight on the World Poker Tour. Let's see how it pans out in the conclusion of the 5-Diamond World Poker Classic here at Bellagio. For Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, the Royal Flush Girls, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. See you next time on the WPT.
I don't understand what this is for. The World Poker Tour is sponsored by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Tonight, we will crown a champion here at Bellagio.
Feeling like $1 million. I guess it's cool to angle at final tables for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
We are back at Bellagio for the conclusion of the WPT's coverage of the 5-Diamond World Poker Classic. Hi everyone, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. Joining me now to call the action this evening are Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten. Mike, fill us in on what we've seen so far.
Well, Lynn, it's been quite a final table. Eddie O'Shana went out in 6th place. Kate Hall went out in 5th. We're down to 4 players left, but the chip stacks have been going up and down like crazy at this final table. Jake Schwartz came to the final table as the big chip leader. He now sits in 4th chip position. The guy who came to the final table in last chip position, the non-professional at the table, Bill Jennings, is now in 2nd place. Kevin Eister is the chip leader. I think he'll be the guy to beat tonight.
And Vince, what happened between Bill and Jake?
Well, no one thought too much of Bill Jennings in the beginning, coming in here on the short stack. But I'll tell you something, there's been controversy tonight.
I guess it's cool to angle at final tables for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Hey, ask for a count then.
Stack your chips like a normal human being.
Well, that's why I stacked them that way, so you'd make a bad decision.
All right, we're cheating these days. It's cool.
This is getting very good.
Well, let's hope they play nicely and make this a clean fight to the finish. Action is starting back up, so let's get to it.
Well, there you see the ClubWPT.com chip count. Kevin Eister out in front, 7.3 million. Bill Jennings in second place with 6.2 million. That's what they're playing for. The winner tonight taking home nearly $1.6 million.
And he's 25,000, blind 75, 150, very hefty in a four-handed poker game. To the felt we go. Quick fold by Jake Schwartz. And now Bill Jennings has ace-queen.
Playing very conservative at this final table. 300,000 to bet here. Ben Yu with just a king 5. He's 3-betting it to 750,000.
Eister goes out. Yeah, Ben opening up his game. Thinks he can muscle Bill.
Come on.
Oh, over the top with ace-queen, all in.
Well, so much for the muscle. Bye-bye, Ben. Strong all-in play by Bill there. He's going to pick up this pot.
You can't blame Ben for trying.
Well, you can a little bit, Vince, because this guy's played nothing but very conservative, very tight tonight. When he raises it, why is this the guy you want to 3-bet? You're supposed to 3-bet guys that bring in a lot of hands.
All in.
Wow.
Well, Ben moving all in now with the ace-4.
Wow, first one's good. I call.
And Jay Schwartz going to call it with ace-10. Good call.
Well, Jake out in front with the ace-10 has him dominated. Ben Yu has more chips than Jake, so Jake is the one at risk here.
The redemption perhaps for Jake Schwartz out in front right now. Can his hand hold up? Here come the first 3 cards. It's a king 7-4. Oh no, Ben is outflopped Jake. Hitting a pair of 4s.
Can't even go diamond.
Jake Schwartz in distress at the moment. Got outflopped right there. Now he's going to have to get extremely lucky to win this pot to stay alive.
Just hating the moment. 6 of spades doesn't help Jake.
Well, down to the river. Jake must catch a 10 to stay alive. Nothing else will do.
Ben in a great place to knock out the New Yorker. 24-year-old Jake Schwartz going to the river. Can Jake suck out? No, not the big queen of hearts.
So just tough luck all night long for Jake Schwartz.
Well, Jake Schwartz came in as the chip leader out in 4th place. Will take home $412,000.
Yeah, I know he's devastated, Vince. He really thought he could win tonight, having that big chip lead coming in. Just wasn't meant to be. Jake Schwartz out in 4th place.
All right, all I can do is let's hear his horror story. Jake?
I got cheated. He stacks his chips like a animal. An unnamed poker player is coaching him. I can't believe he didn't tell him not to say anything. But I hate to sound like a sore loser right now, but it was for a lot of money, and obviously it's my own fault. I could have asked for him to break it down, but I don't expect to get angled for hundreds of thousands of dollars. I can't really complain because I got really lucky to get here, but to go out in that fashion is just very unjust.
Well, you sense Jake's frustration, and you see why. He asked his opponent how many chips he had. He said 2.5 million when he actually had 3.1, but I don't think it was intentional by Bill Jennings. I really don't. I just don't think he's trying to shoot an angle in that regard, but that's the reason everybody should stack their chips in stacks of 20 at a final table.
Well, even if he had 3.1 annuity, he might have still gone in all in, so you just don't know. All right, to the action. Bill has raised this with ace-8. And Kevin Eister has called it with a pair of 4s. And the flop is a 4, ace, queen, 3 of a kind there for Eister.
Well, we could see some fireworks here. Bill has top pair, the 2 aces, but his opponent has 3 4s.
Bill's going to bet this $400,000 after the check. And Eister's just going to walk the dog.
Oh, look how smart this was, just calling here. Oh, and now a club comes off. This gives Bill a nut flush draw to go with his top pair. Kevin checks. Bill checks right behind him, Vince. Now that is just incredible.
7 on the river, doesn't get the club. 3 of a kind, obviously going to win this.
A call.
He bets $1 million, a quick call by Bill. And even though he lost his pot, Vince, he lost completely the minimum possible in my mind here. He could have easily doubled up Kevin Eister in this hand.
So Bill Jennings mysteriously saving a bundle of money, and Kevin Eister winning that with 3 of a kind, going after his second WPT title. This guy's tough.
It's important to be able to escape so you can find that balance in your life. My escape is Legos. What's cool about Legos is you can just use your imagination for anything. I mean, whether you want to play with them or just stare at them as an art piece. My favorite ones I built is the ninja sets, like all the castles and stuff where you can just imagine them fighting with swords, hand-to-hand combat. I just think those are the coolest ones to me. Lego collection is amazing. I mean, you would have to see it to believe it. I mean, I feel like I got a little museum in my basement, so it's probably worth about $30,000 if I had to guess right now, and I'm still growing it. It's just super relaxing. It's like my own therapy, I guess.
I'd buy the whole thing for $1,200 right now.
I'm gonna send my 8-year-old over to his house. No.
All right, back to the action we go. Interesting characters in the poker world, no doubt. And now Kevin Eister with the pair of 10s. Been called by Ben with 4s. Eister will move it up to 450 to go.
So here we go. Pair over pair. Flop comes 8-6-5. 2 diamonds. Ben has a gut shot straight draw, but he checks the 2 4s. And incredibly, Kevin checks the 2 10s. Board pairs 5s on the turn. Ben, now thinking Kevin's got something like King Queen or Ace Jack, is going to bet his 2 pair. 600,000. See what Kevin's going to do with his 2 10s now. Like he's just calling. So we're going to the river. A deuce comes off. Now Ben is betting here for value. He thinks he has the best hand. His opponent didn't bet the flop, just called him on the turn. So he's going to bet 900,000 here. A snap call by Kevin with the 2 10s.
You win, Kevin.
He bet a hand that he thought he was betting for value there. And Kevin now cracking his knuckles saying, maybe I could have got more chips out of that pot somehow.
That's pretty cool.
So Kevin Eister, by winning that pot, regains the chip lead in this 3-handed battle.
Yep. Living in Colorado now, originally from Lafayette, Louisiana.
Well, one thing we've learned about Kevin Eister, he's a little tricky player. He slow plays those big hands sometimes. It seems like every time he's done it's worked out well for him.
Okay, on star of the night, Bill Jennings, pair of 5s, gonna raise to 350. And Ben Yu now is gonna re-raise to 875 with the King 8 of clubs. Kevin gets out of the way.
Well, the last time he came over the top of this guy, the guy moved in on him. See what happens this time. He's just gonna call with the 2 5s.
King 8 versus 5s, and the flop is at Ace 6-5.
Just a dream flop for Bill. He's flopped the set that he was hoping for, and the ace came up that he's hoping his opponent has.
Action on Ben, he bet 700,000. This is why you play poker.
Vince, I think you just call here. I don't think you should raise in this spot.
Why scare the cat?
Yep, he does just call. He's hoping his opponent's got 2 aces, or he's going to fire again. Now a deuce comes off.
And Ben is going to slow down and check.
He's waving the flag, Vince.
Oh, don't do it, Bill. Don't chase him out.
Well, that's a huge bet.
You pushed him out of the way. No more chips for Bill, but it's still pretty good.
Yep, Bill Jennings picking up that pot with 3 5s. Much to the delight of his coach, Matt Stout.
We are getting closer to crowning a WPT champion. But before we do, we'll see if Tony Dunst picks a side in Jennings versus Schwartz. Stay tuned.
What if there was a place where over $1 million in cash, prizes, and WPT entries were given away every year?
Well, Mike, there is. Join ClubWPT.com today for a chance to win a share of over $1 million in cash and prizes every year.
We are back with WPT Action from Bellagio. And standing by is Tony Dunst to weigh in on tonight's battle between Bill and Jake in the Raw Deal.
You can categorize poker players by 3 levels of experience: amateurs, semi-pros, and professionals. There's often a mix of those 3 at a WPT final table, and tonight is no exception. But it's not often that you see 3 players so clearly demonstrate why they fit each label. Let's break it down. First, there's our professional, Kevin Eister. It's not just that Kevin has won a major WPT before, it's how he conducts himself during the swings of play. He doesn't flinch when he's 3-outed by Jake Schwartz. He catches Kate Hall hesitating on the river.
I get a count.
And he asked Bill Jennings to clarify his stack size for future reference.
Exact. I don't think I'm calling ever, just for future.
The guy acts like he's been there before. Then there's our semi-pro, Jake Schwartz, who was just eliminated after entering the final table with a chip lead, but losing it in dramatic fashion. Since that setback, Jake had a hard time rebounding and keeping his head in the game. He was hanging with his rail, chewing through his hoodie string, and showing way more emotion than his opponents. But that emotion completely erupted following a hand with Bill, who maybe sorta kinda angle shot him.
All right, I guess it's cool to angle at final tables for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Jake.
Hey, we're cheating these days, it's cool.
Regardless, Jake could have asked for a chip count instead of just taking Bill's word for it. And speaking of Bill, he rounds out the field as our amateur. What gives him away? Well, I actually don't think he was trying to angle shoot Jake. I think he legitimately had no idea about the most important detail in tournament poker. I think he looked at a screen, forgot he won a couple of hands.
Jake, I looked at the screen, it said 2.45 the last time I looked.
And later pretended like his erratic chip stacking was some strategic voodoo designed to ruin Jake.
Well, that's why I stacked him that way, so you'd make a bad decision.
And you know what? Don't even get me started on Ben Yu, because that guy is a total
Well, I don't know what Tony was finishing saying, but I know this. His analysis was pretty spot on when it comes to Jake and Bill.
All right, the blinds are going up to 1 and 200. Don't forget, the winner's going to take home close to $1.6 million here tonight. Huge money at stake. Let's go to the felt. Action on Bill Jennings.
And Bill Jennings, the chip leader with 3 left, playing against 2 guys. Both have won a World Series of Poker bracelet. One's a WPT champion. Wow, could the amateur take these guys down?
Well, Ben with ace-10 of diamonds is raising to 550 to go, but behind him, Kevin Eister with the ladies, the pair of queens.
And we've seen Kevin slow play his big hands before, and he's doing it again here, Vince. I'm not a big fan of this play, but let's see how it works out. Well, an ace right on the flop, so it might save him a lot of money by not re-raising, because Ben might have called him all in.
Right now, Ben out in front with the aces, betting $500,000.
Well, now what do you do with queens? You call one time and just hopes your opponent starts checking. Board pairs 8s. There's a pretty good reason to start checking if you're going to. He does check. Kevin checks right behind him. Now a 3 comes off.
Ben, of course, with the best hand, aces and 8s at this point. Gonna put it in a value bet of $800,000.
Well, tough decision now. So far, we've seen Kevin Eister's poker instincts be spot on pretty much at this final table. At least I've certainly been impressed with him. See if he gets this one right.
Hope you both, man. Be sick.
Wow, what a laydown.
Yeah, nice laydown.
I'm telling you, this guy can play the game. He just has a feel for it, Vince. As good as about anyone we've seen in a while.
This week at Bellagio, we've seen a lot of movement at the top of the Hublot WPT Player of the Year standings. And it appears that consistent play is being rewarded, as Kate Hall now sits in the top spot thanks to her 5th place finish here tonight. And just behind her is Jake Schwartz, who fell in 4th place. Tonight's champion will also join them near the lead, proving this race is far from over. We'll continue to update you all season long, but now it's time to get back down to the felt.
Well, congratulations to Kate Hall. She's played 4 WPT events this season, cashed in all 4 with 2 final tables, deserves to be sitting atop the Player of the Year race.
Okay, down to the chips. Kevin Eister going to raise with ace-deuce. Jennings out. But Ben Yu going to jump in the pool with a 9-6. Already's got money in there. And the flop is a 6-6-7, 3 of a kind for Ben Yu.
Flop for Ben. He's flopped 3 6s. He's going to check. Kevin checks right behind him. Now an ace comes off. Didn't get Kevin in trouble. He's now got aces up. Well, again, Ben checks. And Kevin checks aces up there, Vince.
Pretty incredible.
This guy is amazing.
Dodging a bullet, king on the river. Ben's going to try to trap again. And Eister.
Well, Vince, it's impossible to check aces up here.
Yep.
Kevin bets 450,000. Here comes the check raise. To 1.1 million. Can Kevin get away from aces up here the way this hand was played? No. He makes a call here. Ben shows him a 3 6s, the best hand. So Ben Yu taking down that pot.
Thank you. This thing is up for grabs. We're coming back for more action for Bellagio in just a moment.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Hublot, the official watch of the World Poker Tour.
Being at Bellagio always makes me think about all the VIP packages and seats to live events that have been won over the years by members of ClubWPT.com.
He can do it. You can do it.
It was just amazing. I just had the best times. Dream come true.
Well done. You're great. You're doing good.
I won this playing on Club WPT.
I'm going to play with the big boys? Come on. Doesn't get too much better than that.
Winners.
I won a car on Club WPT.
Thank you.
I qualified on Club WPT.
Go Club WPT.
Good luck getting to the final table. Love to see one or both of you there for sure.
Who's better than me?
I won on Club WPT, and you can too.
Don't let another season go by without joining. Go to ClubWPT.com and get in the game.
Well, we're back at the 5-Diamond World Poker Classic. 3-handed poker continues.
As you can see, all 3 players pretty close in chip count here. This is anybody's ball game, no doubt about it. Can Bill Jennings, the amateur, take down these 2 professional players? We shall see.
Got a good hand here. Ace-10 of hearts. The button will make it 450 to go. Ben going out. And Kevin with ace-9.
And he's going to make the call and see a flop. And what a flop for Bill. It's ace-10-3. He's flopped the top 2 pair. Kevin's flopped top pair and checks.
Wow, just such a great flop for Bill. He's going to bet 600,000. Look at this. I want to apologize.
Kevin's going to make the call.
Deuce of diamonds on the turn.
Well, Vince, I think it was very classy of Jake to send that tweet.
He apologized for his behavior at the table.
Wow. 1.2 million the bet now. We've seen Kevin make correct decisions many times at this final table. I've been so impressed by his poker instincts. Can he get away from aces here?
It's a great bet. I fold.
Kevin Eister laying down 2 aces there. Vince, the more you watch this guy play, the more you have to be impressed with the way he has a feel of when to get in and out of a pot.
You have it?
little something. Have to wait for that one?
You gotta wait for that one.
All right. It's a good bluff.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, folks, that's the difference in a top pro and even a medium pro. They might call with 2 aces in that spot. Kevin Eister just threw them in the muck like they were nothing.
All right, back to the table. We got a pair of queens by Bill Jennings. He's raised it to 475. Now Ben.
You know, he's tried 3-betting this guy a number of times at this final table. I don't think it's worked yet for him.
He's going to try again. He's raised to 1.1 million. And Kevin, of course, getting out of the way, but Bill, again, this time having the goods.
Bill is not going to camouflage his hand.
No.
He's just going to raise here, and I don't blame him. I'd just re-raise him back as well.
He's just going to try to punish Ben Yu.
Yeah, Ben's a 29-year-old poker pro, lives in Las Vegas, went to Stanford, majored in environmental engineering. But right now, he better engineer his way out of this pot to save some chips.
And he does so finally. You can't blame him for trying, but he's just picking on him at the wrong time.
Bulldozer.
So Bill Jennings taking down that pot to extend his chip lead.
In my more youthful days, I used to race for the Ferrari Challenge Series. We raced all around the world and had some pretty good success. When you're traveling at high speeds with 30 people trying to chase you down, there's a tremendous amount of adrenaline. I would say it's very similar to poker, where there's a high level of competition and there's a lot going on. You need to concentrate in order to really try to succeed. You want to try to be in the zone. Being behind the wheel was a lot of fun and a lot of excitement, and there were times where you hoped you didn't die, so which is probably pretty similar to poker at the end of the day.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, Vance, we say you do need to concentrate in poker, but I believe racing a Ferrari around the track, you better focus a little more.
Talk about living on the edge. And now the blinds are going up to 125, 250. Bill gets out of the way. And Ben Yu with an attractive ace-jack. Makes it 700,000 to go. Eister, believe it or not, on the shorter stack right now. He's got ace 3, and he's going to shove all in.
I'm probably going to get it in. I just want to count roughly.
Ben with ace jack.
5, right? Like it's under 5.
Yeah, it's under 5.
He's going to make the call.
Yeah.
Ben Yu well out in front. Has Kevin dominated ace-jack versus ace-3. You just can't do it much better than this. Now you just have to hope your hand holds up.
Good luck, Kevin.
Thank you. They make 3s.
What an opportunity for Ben Yu to knock out the very clever Kevin Eister.
Kevin Eister in dire straits at the moment. If he wants to win his second WPT title tonight, he's going to have to get lucky here.
Here comes the flop.
Well, it's queen 10-7. No help for Kevin right there.
Whoa. We can hit runner clubs?
Well, Kevin needs runner clubs or to catch a 3 to take the lead. If the board paired twice, they'd split the pot. But right now, Kevin Eister in trouble.
Yeah, but he's played so well.
7 clubs.
But a deuce of clubs appears.
7 clubs.
Well, that means any club now will win it for Kevin, as well as a 3.
What?
7 clubs, baby.
There's some hope for the man from Louisiana. Last card.
He did it! Jack of clubs comes off. Runner clubs to win this pot to stay alive. We still have 3 left. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more on the World Poker Tour right after this.
For the victor go the spoils, as tonight's champion will win a custom Aura solid gold MasterCard loaded with $10,000 to commemorate their victory. And earlier this week, we got to find out what the Aura lifestyle is all about. I'm joined by Chris Scanlon, the founder and CEO of Aura. Chris, what inspired you to create this beautiful Aura Solid Gold MasterCard and the Aura Lifestyle membership program?
Every individual is unique in their own special way. Each of us have our own talents, we have our own accomplishments, things that we're personally proud of. Being able to deliver a piece speaks to those personal achievements. It's something we take great pride in.
Now, I love the Aura motto, legacy and success elegantly expressed. What does this mean to you?
We looked at creating the Aura Lifestyle membership. It was about celebrating the successes that someone was able to achieve in their lifetime and really celebrate their legacy. And for us, the idea was a solid gold commemorative piece of the achievements and successes that you've had in your life that are unique to you.
How can players at the World Poker Tour benefit from the Aura Solid Gold MasterCard?
Poker players are always on the road. They're always traveling to that next event. We're able to facilitate that and handle everything end to end for them and make their lives as painless as possible. We call that our Ultra VIP Concierge. And so we do this around the globe today in 115 countries. The last piece of it, liquidity, right? Nothing's more frustrating than being a player and walking in and saying, man, I got to get my buy-in, my bankroll, where am I going to get that? Now we can put it right in the card. Not a problem, and it's easy for them to use no matter where they're at, no matter where MasterCard is accepted.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. I love my Aura card. Thank you so much.
Wow. You know, Mike, I got a gray-looking gym card that I'm very proud of. Not quite like that, though.
Hey, I've got my player's card here at Bellagio, but there's no 10,000 on it.
What a match we're seeing tonight. Bill Jennings upset in the making. The chip leader with 9.3 million. Kevin Eister with 8. Ben Yu down to 1.8.
Well, Bill folds a 10-8 of spade. Many guys with chip lead would raise with that hand.
All in. Now Ben Yu with just 9-7. He's going to shove all in.
Call.
And Kevin, of course, with a big ace-queen making this call.
Well, Kevin way out in front. And Ben Yu going to need some help to stay alive in this tournament.
Someone passed out the moonshine, I believe.
Family, gotta be childhood friend.
Yeah, childhood friend, yep.
Those Cajun people, they know how to celebrate, Vince, I'll tell you that.
9 and the 7 of diamond.
And there it is, an opening straight draw. So Ben Yu now with a lot of outs to win the pot.
7.
Gets a 6 or a jack to make a straight. A 7 or a 9 gives him the lead.
Always a sweat.
The jack makes things really interesting.
Imagine him as a roommate.
Well, the friends, they've come out of Louisiana swamps to be here tonight, but they're just having a good time.
It's an 8 on the turn, doesn't help Ben.
Well, we are down to the river. Ben Yu must catch a 6, a 7, a 9, or a jack. Anything else, he'll be eliminated in third place.
30 dudes.
I would like to decline to use my one time here.
Yeah. One time saved.
Got bigger things. Got bigger things ahead.
There it is. Well saved. Well saved.
A jack comes up, giving him a straight. Ben Yu stays alive.
One time, I love it.
Well, a little justice for Ben Yu right there, Vince, after taking that bad beat a minute ago to Kevin Eister for a huge pot. So he's not feeling bad 1 ounce about outdrawing Kevin that hand.
That's all you got to do is say you don't want it, and you get it.
Bill Jennings still in commanding lead here with nearly 9.5 million. Kevin drops down to 6.1 million. And with that pot, Ben Yu now has 3.6 million.
Kevin Eister taking it all in stride. He should have been playing heads up, potentially, but still 3 remain. But Kevin has a pair of 6s now. They'll make it 500,000 to go. Bill out, and now Ben Yu with the king-queen.
I'm all in.
Well, he is going all in here. Tough decision now for Kevin Eister. Knows probably the best situation he can be in is a race.
Yep, usually don't want to call off with a mid pair or small pair. You'd rather go all in with that.
He makes the call, and that is the situation. It's a race. Well, every single show, Vince, we say to win tournaments, you got to win races. This is a key hand right here in this tournament. The last two pots these guys played, the substantial underdog won the pot both times. Now it's pretty much a race situation. Anybody can win. The underpair, the two overcards. Who's going to get lucky here? Well, flop comes 2, 3, 4. Nice flop for Kevin Eister. 2 sixes out in front and a straight draw. Ben Yu looking for some pain, a king or a queen here.
Yeah, that is a great flop there for Kevin. He's loving it. I think his friends are loving it even more. Here's 4th Street. It's another 4.
So we're down to the river. Ben Yu must catch a king or a queen.
I would still like to decline to use my one time.
Ben with 6 outs. A dream and a prayer. So far tonight, long shots have been hitting, but...
Well, he hit a jack on the river to stay alive a minute ago. Can he hit a king or a queen here?
No, he doesn't.
A 10 comes off. So that's going to do it for the tough pro, Ben Yu from Las Vegas, out in 3rd place. Vince, the kid really played great poker, I think.
That's right, but he'll take home $607,000. A great poker reputation, a good guy, you can tell. Let's talk to him and see how he liked this Madhouse game.
I feel very, very fortunate to have made it to this final table as is. I feel a little disappointed at this point, 3-handed, to not make it any further than that. But that's just the way the cards roll.
With Ben Yu out in 3rd place, we are down to the final 2 players here at Bellagio. When we return, Kevin Eister and Bill Jennings will go heads up for the WPT title. The heads-up battle is about to begin here at Bellagio between Kevin Eister and Bill Jennings. Royal Flush girls Brittany and Marilyn have brought out the money these two are playing for, plus monster 24K headphones, an extraordinary Hublot watch, and the custom solid gold Aura MasterCard to be awarded to tonight's champion. Before play gets started, check out the conversation I had with both players.
Well, I think it's a tremendous honor, and it's been a great tournament, and I feel like I'm playing the best player in the field. So from that standpoint, it's going to be a pretty good challenge.
I think I would have preferred some of the other players. I mean, Bill's got some tricks up his sleeve, so we'll see. I mean, time will tell. I mean, if I win, obviously, I'm going to results-oriented be happy I played Bill, but, you know, time will tell.
It's a tie ball game, and the title is up for grabs. Players starting back up, so I'll send it back over to Mike and Vince for the call of the action.
Well, as the heads-up battle begins, Kevin Eister out in front, $9.8 million. Bill Jennings, $9.3 million. Kevin going for his 2nd WPT title. Bill Jennings, of course, his first final table ever.
And action's going to Bill Jennings. He's got a Queen 8. Seems to like it.
Well, most people are going to raise on the button with this hand. He's doing that. Makes it $625,000 to go.
Eister behind him with an Ace 10.
He's just going to call. Takes the conservative route, so we're going to see a flop. And flop is Queen 9 deuce. Good flop for Bill, as he now has the best hand with 2 queens. Action's on Kevin. Kevin's leading right out and betting with the ace high. Just wants to find out where he is right now. $700,000. So we know Bill's going to play. Just matter if he calls or raises here. With 2 diamonds out there, a possible straight, you think he's just going to go ahead and raise with the queens.
Raise.
And indeed, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, makes a total of $2 million. And Kevin says, whoops, I didn't quite mean that, and I have to go say goodbye now. So the first hand in heads-up action goes to Bill Jennings, the former race car driver.
And he also assumes the chip lead in the heads-up battle.
Okay, and the antes are now going up to $50,000, and the blinds are 150 and 3. Action on Kevin with 7-5. Doesn't raise.
Bill Jennings, 49 years old, was a trader for 25 years, been retired for a couple years, was a #1 tennis player at Skidmore College when he was playing college.
No raise and a call. Here we go. Jack 6-5.
Well, Kevin out in front with the 2 5s. But it goes check, check. Now the 4 of spade comes off. Bill's got the open-end straight flush draw, so he's going to bet here, but Kevin with an open-end straight draw and a pair is going to call. 9 of spades comes off. Bill has a flush now, and he's going to bet 400,000. Oh man, it's just very tough to call here with 2 5s.
Yep, he's going to take a shot at a bluff.
Wow, 1.2 million.
No flush, just a measly pair.
Vince, if you're in Bill's seat, hard to call here with just a 7 of spade.
He's got to lay it down.
Show the bluff.
Okay, there it is, the bluff.
And Eister is going to show.
Gotta show a bluff because he
He's going to say, I outplayed you, Mr. Ferrari man. I want you to go on tilt, sir. That's why a pro does that to you.
If Bill Jennings doesn't win this tournament, Vince, he's going to look back at that hand and say, should have called him with my flush.
You got me, yeah? Good luck, bro. Hey, kids. Good luck. Nice hand. Nice hand. Yes, good hand.
Great to play with you two. Sorry to torture you. Oh.
5 Diamond Bellagio WPT event. This is a marquee event. It's a must play.
It's a great structure, hour-and-a-half levels, 12 to 8.
I love the competition, you know. It's a lot of great players. I'm getting an education as I'm playing.
This is one of the biggest events on the tour with over $1 million for first. Everybody likes that.
It just feels a little more exciting when you're at the Bellagio. Somehow the stakes feel higher.
Yeah, it's kind of like the home of poker, the Bellagio. Like when you first start playing, you dream of playing in the Bellagio with all the big names. So to obviously get to do it is an amazing experience.
Well, the 5 Diamond World Poker Classic, a very prestigious event. All the players love coming here.
Yes, and they want to take down this championship. Fellow champs have been Gus Hansen, Daniel Negreanu, Joe Hashem, among others. Let's go to the felt. Antes are now 50,000. Blinds 2 and 4. Action on Bill Jennings.
Now here's the first move we've seen Bill Jennings make all day without a hand. Right here, Vince. This is the first time.
There's no move. He's just kind of calling, sticking around.
That's a move for him.
And Kevin does not raise with King 10, and the flop is a Queen 4-3. So neither player hitting anything, but here comes the move with nothing. Bill coming out to bet 400.
Kevin calls with the King 10. Think about how difficult that is to do out of position. And again, Kevin checks. This time Bill slows down. He's got an open-end straight draw, doesn't bet. And now a 10 comes off. Both players have 2 10s. Kevin out in front with the bigger kicker. Wow.
Kevin is going to put in a value bet of 600,000. Gets the call.
Yeah, quickly called by Bill, who sees he's lost his pot. But that's that call Kevin made on the flop. Pretty intriguing to me. I don't know many players that would make it there against this guy who hadn't played a loose hand all day. So with that hand, Kevin Eister assumes the chip lead in this heads-up battle.
Ace Queen for Kevin. And he will raise to 800,000. Bill with a King 9.
Looks like Bill's going to make the call. The flop is Ace 9-4. Great flop for Kevin, not only because he has top pair, but because his opponent has middle pair. And Bill checks. And Kevin is going to bet.
Making the continuation bet with the aces, 600,000. But hey, Bill doesn't believe him. He says, I think my nines might be good. He's going to make this call. Turn card is a 4, pairs the board.
Well, again, Bill checks. What Kevin does here, he is going to bet. It's like 975,000.
All in.
call.
Wow, he check raised all in, and an instant call by Kevin Eister, who's got his opponent drawn dead to a 9. Wow. Didn't even think about that bench. Just an immediate call with aces up.
Well, usually you're playing against a non-professional. They don't make that kind of move with just 9s. But Kevin saw through it, makes the call of the night there, and now he's 1 card away from becoming a 2-time WPT champion. Last card coming up.
It's a 5. There it is. Kevin Eister has done it. He is now a 2-time WPT champion. Congratulations to him.
Well, Mike, what's amazing is the man was almost out with 3 players left, had to go runner to stick around, and now he's the champion.
I was trying to mix it up a little bit, you know, while trying to remain somewhat tight at the end of the day. But, you know, heads up, I think against one of the best players in the world, I was, you know, trying to be uber aggressive. And unfortunately, it just didn't work out, but, you know, I'm pretty happy with the result.
Kevin, congratulations on tonight's win and joining that elite club of multiple WPT champions. But certainly, it was anything but easy here tonight. Tell us your emotions and how you're feeling right now.
Ooh, I'm on an emotional high right now. This is one of the greatest feelings I've ever felt in my life, so I don't know how to describe it. It's just, whee!
We were very impressed with the composure that you maintained to control your emotions. Is that part of your strategy and your game plan, or is it something you worked on the last few years, or what?
The first thing I learned in poker, just leave emotions at the door. That's it.
Well, you did it very well. We want to congratulate you in addition to winning nearly $1.6 million in cash. You're also going to get a set of Monster 24K headphones, a beautiful Hublot watch, and an Aura solid gold MasterCard to commemorate your victory. In addition, you get your name on the WPT Champions Cup for the 2nd time and an entry into the season-ending WPT Tournament of Champions. One more time, let's hear it for our champion tonight, Kevin Eister. Lynn, back to you.
Congratulations, Kevin. You are now a 2-time WPT champion. For Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, the Royal Flush Girls, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. See you next time on the WPT.
I don't understand what this is for here. The World Poker Tour is sponsored by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Season 14 coverage of the LA Poker Classic starts now.
Feeling like $1 million.
You're acting like a jackass.
Tonight in Los Angeles, it looks like poker destiny is written in the stars. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the WPT. I'm Lynn Gilmartin. It was 6 days ago that Commerce Casino proved it was the center of the poker world when players from all over came to show they have what it takes at the LAPC main event.
Allow me to welcome you to the Commerce Casino in Los Angeles, California for the LA Poker Classic. We want to wish all of you the very best of luck in your quest to make it to the final table. Dealers, let's shovel up and deal. Good luck, players.
As poker pros and amateurs alike filled the ballroom, Season 13 Legends of Poker finalist Aaron Queskin felt the excitement in the air.
It's a World Poker Tour event at Commerce Casino, $10,000, the best players in the world. What's not to get excited about?
Season 13 LAPC champion Anthony Zeno arrived and felt confident about his title defense.
Nobody's ever won the same event twice in a row, so I'm going to be the first.
After 2 final tables and cashing in her first 5 events, Hublot WPT Player of the Year point leader Kate Hall was looking to continue her Season 14 hot streak.
Being at the top of the Player of the Year race is pretty surreal for me. I played my first WPT event just a few months ago and have been running really well and having an incredible time, and I'm very happy to be where I am.
Players were looking to have a good start and were also hoping to hit a royal flush and win a free cruise for 2, courtesy of the Royal Caribbean International Royal Flush Bonus.
With registration open through the first level of day 2, plenty of players took advantage and bought into the event late on day 1, like Poker Pro and previous champion of this event, Antonio Esfandiari.
This is where it all began, Commerce Casino 12 years ago.
With no re-entry, the bust-out stung a little harder on day 1, like when Mike Sexton was eliminated in a hand against WPT finalist Mike Eskandari.
See you, Bay 101.
Play finished for the day with WPT finalist Chance Corneth at the top of the chip counts with over 153,000.
They called it when I was bluffing and called when I was value betting, so it was a pretty good combo.
On another beautiful Los Angeles afternoon, players arrived at the Commerce Casino, ready to get down to business.
Hopefully we're going to put some chips back in a new bag in about 8.5 hours.
Taking advantage of the day 2 buy-in were WPT champion Vivek Rajkumar, Poker Pro Mike Gorodinsky, and this season's Legends of Poker champion Mike Sheriati. Early in the day, one table was the focus of considerable attention as it featured 2 of the best in the game, Phil Hellmuth and Daniel Negreanu. It was a brief meeting between the 2 friends after Phil was sent packing.
It's unexplainable. I don't know. The guy put all of his money in with a jack and an 8. Frustrating.
What a roller coaster. As soon as I saw the jack, I went, oh.
And it wasn't long before Daniel was following Phil out the door. With registration closed, the tournament staff released the official numbers. 515 entries, created a nearly $5 million prize pool. 63 players would make the money, with first place taking home over $1 million. While some players let their cards speak for themselves, others, like Austin, Texas-based poker pro Alex Keating, went old school with some good old-fashioned table talk in a hand against Dan Shack.
I really want you to fold. What can I do to talk you into it? Accept bribes?
I'm like almost 100% sure you have aces full the way you're acting like a jackass.
Tell you what, if you fold in the next 20 seconds, I'll let you pick one card.
Or ace king.
The field continued to shrink as we lost day 1 chip leader Chance Corneth, 2-time WPT champ Darren Elias, and the defending champion Anthony Zeno. When the day ended, 111 players bagged chips, with Poker Pro Ty Ryman second in chips with over 442,000. But it was Sam Soverall who captured the chip lead with over 466,000.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired, so I'm excited to get some sleep, I guess.
As day 3 got underway, there were plenty of tough poker players still left in the field, including 2013 main event champ Ryan Reese.
I love this tournament. It's probably the hardest 10K in the world, in my opinion. If you look at the field, it's star-studded every table.
Usually I raise it 5,500 or 5,200, but this is the pest charge. You get a little extra. People might think I'm trying to get under someone's skin, but it's not personal. You getting a good look down? You like what you see?
I think he's pretty frustrating to play against. He talks a lot, he gets under a lot of people's skin, and it works for him.
I finally got the fish isolated. I could just pick up a hand.
It doesn't affect me. I have my headphones, so I'm fine.
With the field getting smaller and smaller, WPT champion Phil Locke spoke about the approaching money bubble. We think
there's only so many lily pads on the pond that can support so many frogs, and it's sort of like musical chairs, except instead of the chairs disappearing, you have the little lily pad stacks disappearing, and we're all frogs trying to find a safe little place. But there's not to say that the frog can slip off a lily pad and swim to another one.
As often happens, the bubble burst not with a short stack, but when 2 huge hands collided. Florida player David Farber called the all-in of semi-pro Alon Uday. Alon was way ahead with pocket aces to the pocket kings of David. But David spiked a king on the flop to take the lead and held on to eliminate Alon in 64th place.
No worse scenario than bubbling only with the ace.
Cashing in his 4th LAPC tournament, WPT finalist Jesse Yaganuma expected a looser atmosphere with the field now in the money.
The action should get a little faster now that everyone's in the money, so it's a fun time of the tournament.
Familiar faces hit the rail, including WPT champion Scott Clements, WPT finalist Corey Hockman, and WPT champion Phil Locke, who fell at the hands of another WPT champ, John Hennigan. When play finished for the night, 42 players remained. Sam Soverall had another big day and finished with just shy of 1 million in chips. Taking the chip lead was German pro Dietrich Fast, who finished with over 1 million and a good perspective on the road ahead.
We have 40 players left. I'm on the money, but it's still a long way. Before the main, let's go.
As players took their seats on day 4, a couple of day 2 adversaries, Alex Keating and Dan Shack, found themselves seated next to each other.
You know, he recognized me, but I tried to reintroduce myself. You know, he just really didn't want to deal with it. It was just one of those things where he just decided, you know what, I don't want to play with this guy all day. I don't want to have to sit next to him. So either I'll knock him out and I'll have a bunch of chips, or I don't have to sit next to him all day.
The two tangled when Dan called Alex's all-in bet, holding ace-6 suited against Alex's pocket queens. Dan flopped a straight draw, but Alex turned a set and held to win the pot and eliminate his frustrated opponent.
I was playing the player and not my hand, and he just happened to have a real hand. It happens sometimes, and you can't do much about it.
Another player hitting the rail was Season 12 LAPC runner-up Glenn LaFay, who continued his streak of deep runs at the Commerce Casino.
I came in second place 2 years ago. I came in like 40th, and I think now I came in 36th. I originally picked this one because I thought it was the toughest field, and I'm proud to have cashed it 3 times.
Alex Keating continued to roll, knocking out 2 WPT finalists, Craig Chait and Jeremy Kotler, in one hand, eventually nearing the chip lead with over 1.2 million. But Alex fell back to earth after doubling up Mike Shariati when his pocket queens were dominated by Mike's pocket aces. Season 13 5-diamond runner-up Garrett Greer was on the rails, sweating his friend Tim Kramer.
He's making another deep run, just like he did last year. I told you guys he'd be back. Let's get to the top, Tim. Let's increase from last year.
But as some players built their chip stacks, others hit the payout desk, including Will the Thrill Fiella, poker pro Joseph Chung, and Ryan Reese.
It's a little bittersweet because I wanted to go a little bit farther than I did, but I can't really complain.
Only 14 players would return for a 5th day of poker in the LAPC. Alex Keating finished as one of the short stacks with just over 500,000 in chips. Season 12 Borgata Poker Classic finalist Fareed Jatton finished in second, but it was Mike Shariati who ended the day as chip leader with almost 2.5 million chips.
I'm honored. Yeah, WPT, my favorite.
With play moved to the Galleria in the Commerce Casino, the shortest stack in the room, Jesse Yaganuma, looked on the bright side of his less than optimal situation.
It's the easiest deck to play in terms of just pretty simple pre-flop decisions.
Unfortunately, Jesse ran into a monster when he shipped all in with King Jack offsuit and was called by poker pro Anthony Spinella, who held pocket kings. No help on the board sent Jesse home in 14th place. Anthony took the early chip lead and felt confident about his chances.
Gonna keep doing what I've been doing and hope for the best.
With Seth Davies' elimination in 13th place, Mike Shariati officially captured the lead in the Hublot WPT Player of the Year race.
To me, among all these great players to consider as a Player of the Year, that's great.
Sam Soverall knocked out Season 10 LAPC runner-up David Sands in 11th place to reduce the field to just 1 table. And even though the stakes were as high as they can get, Alex Keating and Dietrich Fast found time to enjoy themselves at the table.
Vote on Stones, Jane Fish, and Alex, me.
Yeah, it's fun if I'm not in the hand, but if I'm in the hand, he tries to bring me out of my focus, but I can't avoid that with music. That's why I have my headphones with me.
Unable to improve on his 9th place finish last season, Tim Kramer was eliminated in 10th place. Still an impressive finish for the local player. After Sam Soverall knocked out Ty Ryman in 9th place, Alex Keating doubled through Bin Win to increase his chip stack to over 1.7 million, leaving Bin with just one 5K chip.
Wow.
And there would be no big comeback when Alex finished the job and knocked Bin out in the next hand. Down to 7 players, it didn't take long before Anthony Spinella called the all-in bet of John Hennigan. When the hands were tabled, Anthony was in the lead. Pocket queens to Johnny World's pocket jacks. No help on the board sent John home on the televised table bubble. Anthony Spinella would take the chip lead into a tough final table that featured WPT champion Mike Shariati looking to make it 2 for 2 in Los Angeles.
Here now to give us more insight on this final table are Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten. Guys, what do you think about our final 6 players?
Well, Lynn, this has been an extremely tough field from 30 players down to these final 6. Our current chip leader in seat 1 is Anthony Spinella, 27-year-old poker pro, starting out with $3.7 million in chips, but he's going to have his hands full because this is a really tough table. Keep your eye on the guy in seat 4, Sam Savarell. He's a 25-year-old poker pro out of Las Vegas. He's been crushing the high roller $25,000 buy-in tournaments at Aria over the last 3 months. He is on a roll. But if you're going to focus on one guy at the table, you got to look at seat 6, Mike Sheriotti. He won the Legends of Poker earlier this season here in Los Angeles. He's going for his 2nd WPT title tonight. Now, Mike plays poker as a hobby, obviously a very good player. He's an extremely intelligent guy. He's got master's degrees in biochemistry and genetic engineering.
Now, in seat 2, very interesting, Alex Keating is playing, and he's a self-professed talker at the table. He's going to try to trash talk these guys. This should be a lot of fun.
You gotta love having an entertainer at the table. Thanks, guys. And before the players took their seats, WPT Executive Tour Director Matt Savage caught up with Mike Sheriotti.
Mike, you're going for your 2nd win here in Los Angeles. Do you feel like you have a home field advantage tonight?
Well, I hope so. I'm going against some great players, but I feel great that I'm in the local guy going for the 2nd title.
Will Mike be able to pull off the LA double play and win his 2nd title of the season? Action begins right after this.
I got into the game because I loved it, and closing out a tournament like this spot right here is everything I've always dreamed of.
I'm here to win this tournament. I go for first every time.
I mostly just play tournaments for the competition because most of the players are really tough. You just try to play like really solid. It's really nice focusing on reads and stuff like that.
I want to do this, you know, for my family. They're the guys that really, really want to see me win.
It's been an amazing ride. Never been to the final table, WPT, and in less than 6 months to final table. That's a great feeling.
Getting a WPT title has always been something I've wanted. There might be a time 5-10 years down the line where maybe things aren't so good. And no matter what, I always have this LAPC title.
There you see the ClubWPT.com chip count. Anthony Spinella out in front with $3.6 million. Mike Sheriotti in 2nd place with $2.6 million.
First place prize of $1 million here tonight in LA. But the champion also gets the beautiful Hublot watch. What a timepiece that is. Cards are in the air. Antes of 5,000. Blinds 15 and 30. Action on Farid Jatin. Farid goes out, and now WPT champ Mike Sheriotti with ace-queen.
This LA Poker Classic, one of the premier poker tournaments in the world. Every year, $1 million or more to the winner.
Guy didn't raise a single hand yesterday.
And Mike Sheriotti's going to raise to 95.
It looks like 95 to me.
What are the payouts even? I don't even know.
Can you break it down? I want to know how much he's bluffing this time. 95.
Round to Alex Keating. He is a great table talker.
Been playing poker a long time, 15 years, but gives this hand up.
Now Dietrich Fast, he's got ace-jack of spades.
Yeah, he's not going to give it up. Just a matter of how he's going to play it. Do you just call or do you re-raise?
30 years old. Got to make this call. Sam goes out. So two-way action, ace-queen versus ace-jack.
Sheriotti has him dominated right now. But no more.
Oh, flop is a jack-6 deuce.
Just a great flop there for Dietrich. He checks.
Gonna trap a little bit, and Mike, too wise, doesn't make that continuation bet. So check, check. Turn card, 8 of hearts.
Well, Dietrich knows he has the best hand right now. After his opponent checked on the flop.
155 he bets. Mike Sheriotti only played 2 WPT events, 2 final tables. He's already a champion. Gonna make this call on the turn. Going to the river.
He can only catch a queen to win the pot. Well, the 7 of hearts comes up, so possible flush, possible straight out there now.
Dietrich Fast looking good. He's made about 600,000 in live earnings so far. Got to put in that final bet of 325.
Well, Mike can obviously only call here if he thinks the guy's on a complete stone bluff, something like a king 10, but not the case. He gives it up, wisely so. Dietrich Fast taking down the pot.
Well, Mike, what's interesting is that these 6 players, they all have pretty big beards. What's that about?
Starting tomorrow, they'll all be able to afford to buy razor blades, Vince, so.
Well, it's like the new hoodie in the poker world, you know? But you can't hide behind a beard, can you?
Maybe Alex Keating can. He's got a real big one over there.
All right, the blinds are up to 20 and 40 at this point. Anthony Spinella, the 27-year-old out of Vegas, first to act. He's got a jack-9 of clubs, seems to like it.
Well, he is going to raise with it, makes it 90,000 to go.
Wow, bad cards. Alex out of Austin, Texas, folds his hand, and now Dietrich Fast has picked up aces. Look at that hand!
He just outflopped his opponent a minute ago when he had the worst hand. Now he's got the best hand possible.
How exciting. What to do, how to play it.
You can see him getting out raising chips. Let's see how much. It's like 265,000, and the sunglasses go on.
Sam goes out. Farid out.
Mike Sheriotti out as well. So back to Anthony. He is going to make the call here, Vince. Out of position with the jack-9.
Gotta stick around. Let's see the punishment he gets. No punishment. He's hit 2 pair on the flop.
A dream flop for Anthony. He is going to check. But with the 2 aces, Dietrich, who was a monster favorite pre-flop, now is a monster underdog, as you can see. Anthony over an 80% favorite to win the pot.
Fast bet 275 into him.
Well, in case your opponent has something like king, queen suited or something, you have to make him pay here.
Yep. That's what he's going to do. Makes it a total of 920.
And Vince Fox could just ship it right here. Many players would. I don't see him going out. He is going to make the call here. Doesn't ship it like many players would have right there.
Spinella looking great at this point, but no longer ace of hearts on the turn. 3 of a kind for Fast.
Spinella was an 83% favorite to win this pot, and on the turn, he's a 0% chance to win the pot. Spinella drawing dead now, Vince.
Check, check. And the last card, deuce of hearts, so now there's 4 hearts. That could slow things down.
Well, he could win it if he bluffed at it, perhaps, but it goes check, check. Both players afraid of the flush. Dietrich turns up the 3 aces to win the pot, and Anthony's sick that the ace came on the turn.
It's quite a turn. Oh, this was a good river.
Dietrich Fast going out to the lead here now.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Ublo, the official watch of the World Poker Tour.
You know, my Club WPT qualifier, Tim Connor, came clear across the country to play here this week, and he was hoping to see some big pros. But he had no idea he'd be inches away from some of the biggest names in the game.
Hi, I'm Tim from Amherst, Virginia.
Tim, good luck to you, my man.
Thank you, sir. The Club WPT took care of me as soon as I arrived.
Good luck, Tim. We're rooting for you.
It was pretty surprising to me that I ended up playing at a table with Phil Hellmuth. We would both make eye contact, me and Phil. We would catch each other looking to see the reaction from the flop. It was great. And on the second day, I played with Phil Locke. It was great playing against him. This was my 3rd year playing on Club WPT. It's great. I don't have to leave the house. If you bust out of a tournament, within a half hour, you can enter another tournament. You never lose a dime. Play all you want.
Sign up today at ClubWPT.com for a chance at $100,000 in cash and prizes every month.
What a thrill to make eye contact with Phil Hellmuth. It is. It's a thrilling thing.
Well, it's thrilling for Dietrich Foss right now because he's out in front, nearly $3.9 million. Anthony Spinella in second place with $2.7 million.
Blinds at 20 and 40. To the felt we go. Dietrich Fast, our chip leader now.
Well, one more time, youth prevailing on the World Poker Tour. 4 out of these 6 are in their 20s. And Dietrich Fast is just 30.
Couple folds around to Farid Jattin from Colombia. 9-6 of clubs. He's going to raise to 95,000.
The only guy older than that, Vince, at the table. It's the only guy with a job. The genetic engineer from Irvine, Mike Sheriotti. Action on him. He goes out.
And now Anthony Spinella with a pair of 5s. He's got to like that. Enough to call, and he does so. Alex Keating.
Oh, Farid raised? No.
Very social man. makes a fold. So we have 5s versus 9s, 6 of clubs. Here comes the flop.
Queen, queen, 6. Terrific flop there for Fareed. He's out in front now with queens and 6s. So Anthony checked the 2 5s, and Fareed going to bet the 2 6s. And Anthony throws this hand away. Turns out to be a very good laydown.
I think I was ever so slightly beat. You were beat. Felt like it.
Fareed originally from Colombia. Now lives in Panama. Been playing poker 7 years. Loves to travel around to various cities to play poker tournaments. Says he likes to get there a couple days in advance and relax and scout out the city. And he did that here. Said he got here a few days in advance, went out to the beach, Venice Beach, toured around Beverly Hills and all. And he said he thinks it helped him a lot. He plays poker for the money, not the fame and attention that some of the other guys play it for.
It's my kind of style.
He's also the #1 rated player of all time from Colombia.
Spinella has picked up a whopper ace-king, and he is going to raise to 90,000. Bunch of folds. And Fareed, who just picked up the last hand.
3 betting here with a queen 5, Vince. Makes it 375,000 to go.
All in.
Anthony has the goods, and he has raised all in, and the Colombian has to say adios.
Anthony Spinella finally picking up a pot here.
But I had it, but I knew you didn't have it. I wish I didn't have it.
Columbia, you're just going to let him talk to you like that?
Poker players are pretty easygoing people. Path of least resistance, you know. I like to always be comfortable every second of my life. It's doing this professionally over and over, year after year, just sitting in these chairs all day. And I like to keep myself supported, and it helps me, I think, the long days at the end of the nights, keeping my mental focus and just keeping everything straight as it should be.
Oh my goodness, he's only 27 years old. He's got a lot of equipment there, Mike.
Well, he's one of those guys that goes to music festivals, Vince. Yep, Burning Man's one of his favorite things to do, and
he should be very loose.
He should be loose.
Doesn't need all those cushions and back things, and massages.
Oh, boy.
Oh, wow. Wow. I think Fareed's on top.
You think Amarillo Slim and those guys used to have those kind of cushions when they played, Vince? They sat on hard chairs, driving the road to Texas.
With rifles on the lounge.
Oh, man. These guys don't know how good they have it here.
Couple folds around to Sam Savaril with a pair of 3s. Sam is 25 years old, tough poker pro out of Vegas.
Tough poker pros putting in mile events. He has crushed the $25,000 buy-in events that are in these past 3 months.
And he's raised it to 85, and Anthony Spinella wakes up with ace-9 of hearts, makes the call. Here we go.
Flop is 9-7-3. What a flop for Sam. He's flopped 3 3s. Anthony, top pair, top kicker, could get in serious trouble here.
3 clubs out there. Neither player has a club, though, and Sam making the bet with a 3 of a kind, 75,000. Anthony will make this call. Top pair, ace kicker, going to the turn.
And 6 of diamonds comes off. Possible straight out there now, as well as a possible flush. Again, Anthony checks.
Sam studied economics at the University of Florida, dropped out after 2 years to play poker.
He's doing that famous gator chop fence right out here in the green felt now.
He makes a bet of 275. Well, he gets the action from Anthony, who still has top pair. River card, jack of spades.
Well, Anthony's going to check again. And Sam gonna fire again.
600,000.
And what a tough decision for Anthony here, Vince. You know, you flop top pair, you think your opponent might have the ace of clubs he's been firing on. Players may make the wrong decision at this table, but it's not because they're rushing a decision, that's for sure.
Club. Thank you. Yeah, no, call it.
Anthony now has 1 minute to act on his hand, or it will be killed. Automatically folded. No, he's made the call.
Tries the hero call, he's gonna hate it. Great win for Sam Savaril. Disappointment for Anthony.
Oh,
Oh, he shakes his head. 6 players going after this major title here. Tonight at the LAPC, winner going to take home $1 million on the World Poker Tour.
Earlier this season, the WPT travelled to the MGM Grand in Sanya, China, for what turned out to not only be an incredible poker tournament, but an amazing time as well. Players came from near and far to play WPT National China, including Champions Club member McLean Carr.
Poker is a game that brings all sorts of people together, and so I've been hungering for a time to get back and play with this beautiful venue with these wonderful players, and they can be very difficult to play against.
The field was capped at 888 entrants, with a guaranteed 8.88 million renminbi prize pool. All players took aim at getting a piece of it, including WPT World Champion and Our Game Ambassador, David Chu.
Poker in China, they have grown tremendously. I got a lot of fans here. Not as big as Daniel or Ivy, but I'm okay in China.
And while people were shooting for their own poker stardom, McLean Carr was not too disappointed to hit the rail.
Have you been outside? It's a perfect time to come to sunny Sanya and soak up some rays and have a good time.
And the WPT family was soon to find out
Poker isn't the only reason we're here. You would be amazed at all that Sanya has to offer.
Sanya is the southernmost point in all of China, located on the provincial island of Hainan. And today, it is the country's premier beach destination for people all over the world to come explore, shop, relax, enjoy the cuisine, and take in its exquisite beauty.
And beyond the lap of luxury, China is rich in history and culture that has had an influence on the entire world. And here in Sanya,
Vince and I got the chance to head off the beaten path to a place amongst the hills and trees to Binlong Valley.
This place is truly amazing. Now, this was built in honor of the Li people and their traditions that go back 3,000 years.
And you know that they actually make quilts and clothes out of tree bark.
Is that what they did?
Yeah.
Gotta try it out.
How do I look?
Wow, you look great.
It's pretty cute, huh?
How would we say hello?
Hello, belong.
Belong.
Hello.
Belong.
I love the thumbs up.
Hello.
Let's take a selfie. Hello. Shun in wine. Love a little wine. Oh my God, Ben says bees in it. Oh my God.
A big part of the Li culture is dancing. In fact, the word Li means jump.
And after warming up on the dance floor, we took our moves back to MGM for the WPT player party.
And it looks like it's already gotten started, so let's get down there.
Oh, we had a great time in China, no doubt about it. So much to do, such a beautiful property. They love their poker, and I'm sure you love that costume of yours that you have for Halloween now.
Not a costume, it was my dress, okay? And where were you? How did you dodge that day?
Hey, I was working the tournament.
Actually, it was a great time to see the culture. And we are back here at the LAPC. Dietrich Faust.
You raised my blind, Dietrich?
He will make it 90,000 to go.
Proud of yourself?
Sam Savarol not gonna play. Fareed out.
Over to Mike Shariati, he's out as well.
Wow, Dietrich raised my blind. Unbelievable, this guy.
Spinella not gonna play Queen Jack, and now Alex Keating. He's got a Jack 5. What is he doing, Mike?
Thank you, bro.
And he's putting the chips on Dietrich's stack, meaning he's folding.
Anything for you. I live to serve. I had a good hand.
Hey, Alex. Finally, I remember. I was thinking who you remind me of.
Oh, here we go. Wait, let me take two guesses. Dan Bilzerian, Robin Williams.
Robin Williams.
I got it.
Young Robin Williams.
I got it. Robin Williams and Jumanji. And Jumanji, yeah. I've been hearing that for the last like 2 months.
Does look a little like Robin Williams.
Well, he looks more like Dan Bilzerian, but Robin Williams is the most typical answer from those who aren't really involved inside the poker world.
Okay, and with that, we have the blinds going up to 25 and 50 with a $5,000 ante. It has been raised by Shariati with a pair of 4s. Alex Keating.
Wow.
Goes away. And everyone folding, and it's around to Sam Soverall now. Even he can't play. So the only one to beat is Farid, 27 years old with just a mediocrity here, 9-8.
Man, he's got 50,000 the best hit. Going to cost him another 60 to make the call. 215,000 out there, so he makes it.
He will speculate.
In it comes Jack, 10-10. So Farid with an open-end straight draw here. He's going to check it. And Mike checks as well. Now a 3 comes off. Now do you bet your open-end straight? No. Farid checks again. So Mike feeling pretty good about having the best hand here. Is now going to bet the 2 4s, 125,000. Farid going to make the call with the open-end straight. So we're going to the river.
Yep, hoping to get lucky. Let's see if Farid can. Last card is a 9. Yes, he does.
Well, he makes 2 pair. So he has the best hand. He's going to check it. And Mike checks right behind him. He's going to see he got outdrawn on the river. Not a happy camper.
Wow. All the way to river. I see like 32.
Farid Jattin taking down that pot. 6 players battling for the championship here tonight and the $1 million that goes with it.
What if there was a place where over $1 million in cash prizes and WPT entries were given away every year? Well, there is. Join ClubWPT.com today for a chance to win a share of over $1 million every year.
Well, you know, Mike, here at the Commerce Casino, this tournament is actually just one of over 50 events that make up the LAPC, of course.
Well, that's right, Vince. There's even buy-ins starting at a few $100s, and players can play a variety of poker games.
Some very familiar faces actually won some of these tournaments, including Season 12 WPT Player of the Year Matt Salzberg, WPT 500 ARIA champion Sean Yu, and our buddy actor James Woods.
And all these players took home the cash and one of the great Remington trophies that they give out here at the Commerce.
A little birdie actually told me that you, sir, went very deep in one this week. Did you take home the trophy?
Well, I did not take home the trophy, but I did finish 4th in the 5K PLO event for over 27,000. So I'm up for the week. No complaints.
Great, man. Dinner's on you.
Okay.
All right. Game's about to start up again here at the Commerce. Let's get back down to the table.
Dietrich Frast, $4 million in chips. Sam Soverall in second place with $3 million. Alex Keating right now on the short stack with $1.5 million.
I want to win one pot at the final table, guys.
Total entries in this event, 515. We're down to these 6. Action going to Alex Keating.
Well, he's on the short stack, Vince, but he's not short in vocabulary.
Wow.
The guy loves to talk.
Wow. Wow. Good God.
Good. You know, just because you said that.
Seems to like this hand. Hasn't played a hand so far at the final table.
No way.
He's going to do it, and then he's going to fold.
120.
The guy talks a lot, plays a little, but he's going to play this one, raises it to 120,000.
Dietrich goes out.
This will be the fastest hand we play.
Sam Soverall not playing.
Over to Farid. He's out as well.
WPT champ Mike doesn't play that. Only one to beat is Spinella, who has a King 7.
Too easy.
Oh, that's fantastic. Wow, big bluffing this hand.
Show us more time.
Oh, I can't, but
Big hand.
I did have natural 9.
So the table talker takes down his first hand here tonight.
I like to talk to everyone. I want to bring talking back to the game.
What? Wait, I mean, all this betting from before, betting more than half the pot, and now you're checking. It was a check, right?
I want everyone to have a good time. I like to entertain people. I get enjoyment out of seeing other people be happy. When I talk to them in hand, they feel obligated to talk back to me because they've been talking back to me this whole time. Why stop for a hand of poker, right?
You raised my blind, Dietrich? Proud of yourself?
Even though it's a very serious game, we're still having a casual conversation and it flows into the hand. And sometimes I'll get some information I wouldn't otherwise get.
So there is a method to his madness, Vince. You know, I don't mind talking at the table, everybody having a good time. I do mind it when it slows down play, when they continue to talk back each other and they don't act on their hands.
Must have been amazing, him and Will the Thrill sitting next to each other. What crap did they throw out there?
You never hear Will the Thrill not saying a word, Vince, but he was dummied up right there next to this guy.
All right, we got a bunch of folds around to Spinella, who has the real hand, Ace-King.
You gonna raise it? I haven't even looked at my hand yet, buddy.
Now's the time to look.
Okay, fine. You're gonna make me look.
140 to go into Alex, who's gonna peek down at a pair of threes.
How much is this? How much is he bluffing?
Well, do you just call here? Do you re-raise with 2 threes?
Mullen.
Well, there's your answer. Alex has moved all in with 2 threes, but Anthony going nowhere. He quickly makes the call. They shake hands. We're going to have a race situation.
Chatty Cathy up against Spinella in a race.
You want to stand up or sit down?
I'm a sitter.
You want to sit? Sit is good.
So the hockey goalie got to defend the 2 threes here. Otherwise, he'll be out in 6th place.
How much did you shove for?
A lot.
1.6.
Probably asked me before you called.
I knew it was around 1.3.
Here comes the flop, and it is a 9-6-5. So far, so good for Alex Keating. 2 hearts. So the pair of threes out in front.
Alex, ace. 10. 9.
No, boo ace. No. 3.
I know parts.
It's the second hand I played. How can you call me with just ace high?
9 of parts for sweat.
Sure, whatever you want, buddy. It's Dietrich's world. We're just living in it.
Well, everybody seemingly jovial, but a lot of money on the line here tonight.
Here comes the turn card, 8 of diamonds.
I'll take a chop right now. I swear I'll take a chop right now.
I really thought that paired the board. I was really happier with a paired board.
Well, if Alex should hold up, Spinella would be in big trouble. 6 of diamonds on the river. So Alex Keating gonna take this one and double up.
When I think I have the best hand, I just put the money in.
And that's gonna spin Anthony Spinella out of control.
I get hot. When I win one pot, I try to win another one right after.
Play WPT's authentic online poker. Come and play WPT today.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We are at the LA Poker Classic. Dietrich Fast is in front with 4 million in chips.
Yeah, and the big turnaround for Anthony Spinella, who started this final table as the chip leader, now on the short stack with 6 players left.
Blinds at 25-50. Here we go. Action on Dietrich Fast. And he looks down at an awful 10-3. Does not play that. Sam Savarol also folding.
Fareed Jetton looks down at Jack 7 of spades.
Easy, Fareed.
And he is going to play it. He raises to 125,000.
Shariati folds, and now Anthony Spinella will push all in with his short stack.
Happy to get an ace high here, Vince. He's just got over 4 big blinds left, so.
Keating behind him with the superior ace-9, but he won't call.
Fareed makes the call.
Don't have a good hand.
It's ace-5 for Anthony, Jack 7 for Fareed. Anthony Spinella must win this pot to stay alive in this tournament.
Came in here as the chip leader, and now desperation time. Here comes the coin flip, and the flop is an ace-10-8. Aces for Spinella.
Yeah, but Fareed has flopped a flush draw and a straight draw. That's the reason Anthony's shaking his head here. He said, wow, I got the ace, but look at the flop this guy got. He has a lot of outs. There's Anthony's girlfriend, Gabriella, on the rail there. They're expecting their first baby, and
here comes the turn card. It's a deuce of clubs. Good for Spinella. He's still in front.
Never easy.
Nice favorite to take this, though.
Anybody have any Xanax?
So we are down to the river. Fareed looking for a spade or a 9 to win the pot. Nothing else will do. Can Anthony's aces hold up?
Last card, river card. It's a jack of hearts.
Well, a fist pump there for Anthony. Finally wins the pot to double up his rail. Very happy, finally.
So 6 players remain still. A little justice for Spinella. Gets to stick around. So disappointing so far tonight for him. Coming in as the chip leader now. Hanging in there. Back to the table we go for Reed with a 6-4. Won't play that. Shariati
out as well, but Anthony with 2 face cards.
Owen.
And the short stack is going to ship it. I would do the same. Alex going out.
Dietrich Fast.
All right, let's do it.
With the 9s, making the call. Behind him is Sam Savarol with ace-10.
That's going to cost him $500,000 more to call here, Vince.
Oh, wow.
Wow. He does make the call. So healthy pot there, nearly 1.7 million out there. Anthony with a chance to triple up if he can get lucky and win this pot.
Potential side pot as well.
Would be a side pot.
Flop is a 5-5-6. So the 9's in front. Dietrich not going to push the potential side pot. Sam also checking.
I check.
Checks around.
Anthony in a lot of trouble right now.
Anthony's like, let's get the show on the road.
So queen on the turn. Dietrich still out in front with 9s up. He checks. Sam considering betting here. And he does bet. Dietrich lays down 2 9s.
He gets the best hand out.
So Sam out in front with ace high. Anthony must catch a king or a jack on the river. Otherwise, he will be out in 6th place.
His poker destiny on the line. Here it comes. It's a 10 of clubs.
So Sam going to win the pot with 10s up. That's going to do it for Anthony Spinella, the 27-year-old living in Las Vegas. What a tough night for him. Came in as chip leader, out in 6th place. Tough night for him.
Great guy.
Now, Anthony's going to take home $191,000. A big effort by him. Let's go talk to our victim.
Anthony started off as chip leader. A really tough night for you. Can you take us through your thoughts here?
It's just a massively disappointing result, but the runouts were the runouts. Nothing really went my way the whole time, and that's the way it goes. But it was nice. It was a good experience, and I'll be back. You know.
With Anthony Spinella out in 6th place, we have to say goodnight from Los Angeles, California, and the Commerce Casino. Be sure to join us next time for continuing coverage of the LA Poker Classic. For Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, Matt Savage, the Royal Flush Girls, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. See you next time on the WPT.
I don't understand what this is for here. The World Poker Tour is sponsored by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Season 14 coverage of the LAPC continues right now.
Feel like $1 million. You going for a double check raise? They're laughing at you.
Tonight, we're at the Commerce Casino for continuing coverage of the LA Poker Classic. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the World Poker Tour. I'm Lynn Gilmartin. The final table of the LAPC is almost ready to start back up, but before it does, I turn to my esteemed colleagues Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten to get us up to speed on where we stand.
Well, and it's been a very interesting final table so far. The guy who came to the final table with the big chip lead, Anthony Spinella, went out in 6th place. We've got 5 guys left, 4 going for their first WPT title, but 1, Mike Sheriotti, going for his 2nd WPT title this season. He won earlier this year at Legends of Poker, trying to make it a double in LA if he wins the Commerce Tournament. Just an amazing performance by him. But Vince, this guy's got his hands full. These other guys are tough.
No, you're right, Mike. Shifty poker, dynamic. I mean, these guys are tough rounders going after $1 million. They're all very serious, but Alex Keating, of course, he is like Chuckles the Clown. He's very entertaining, never stops talking. This is a lot of fun.
And with the $1 million first place prize still up for grabs, we're sure to see quite the battle here tonight. So let's get down to it.
There you see the ClubWPT.com chip count. Sam Savarel out in front with about 4.4 million. Alex Keating, Dietrich Fast, both have about 3.2 million.
Yeah, first place prize, $1 million here tonight. Second, $656. The winner also gets the beautiful Hublot watch.
5 players left fighting out for this title. Anthony Spinella came to this final table as chip leader. He went out in 6th place. These are the guys left fighting for the title and the million.
Mike Sheriotti quickly folds now. Alex Keating.
All right, buddy.
He's got ace-7. He's from Austin, Texas. Loves to talk at the table. He will raise to 120. Dietrich Fast folding. Sam Savarel is our chip leader at this point. He goes away. And Fareed.
Pocket ace is this hand. I'm telling you the truth.
King 8 of clubs will call. Doesn't believe the aces, of course.
He knows the guy doesn't have pocket aces. It's against the rules in poker to tell your opponent what you have.
Never used to be. That changed a few years back. I never liked that decision to change it, but nevertheless. And there goes the continuation bet with ace-7.
See you later, buddy. Right into the muck.
Alex Keating taking that one.
Yeah.
Now look at this, he's getting a warning.
But so if I didn't, then it was okay.
The tournament director.
As long as you don't disclose the exact content.
You got it, buddy.
You're lying or telling the truth. All the other stuff.
But so I can lie. I can say I have to do 7?
Yes.
Okay, I can't say that. Okay.
Tells him he can't talk about the content of your hand.
I'll take a penalty.
2 rounds. How about that?
It's not up to you, Mike.
You don't want 2 people in a pot if they're near the money or something. One says, I've got 2 aces, get out of here, because other players want somebody to go broke so they can get in the money. It's just not fair to other players. That's why the rule exists.
Good cards. Good cards. The button. Sam's blind. What a great combo.
Alex Keating now.
What a great combo. I usually make it 120. I'm going to make it 125. It's special for you because I think you're the best. I'm going to give you, it's a special Sam tax. I have to make it a little more expensive for you because I want to play you less.
Well, he raised it with the 7-11.
We used to have a guy named Mike the Mouth that was a talker. He seems like a monk compared to Alex Keating. And now it's around to Sam.
You finally got your chance, buddy.
Who has just a queen 9.
3.3. No, you can't. It's 3.3. My word is good.
You better be careful talking to this guy. Sam Salvarello, 25-year-old pro from Las Vegas. Very tough. He's been crushing the 25,000 buy-in events at Aria lately. This guy's a player.
Makes the call.
What you looking at, buddy? Me? It's on you, buddy. It's not on me. You didn't leave it. You did not look at the flop.
But he's going to announce it.
Yeah, you could hear it.
I didn't hear it, though.
You didn't hear it? Do you want me to announce it for you? 10 of clubs,
You might
7
lie.
hearts, deuce of diamonds.
Some would say Alex can be a distraction. That's true.
Others would say he stalls the game.
But he is entertaining.
And that is also true.
All right, buddy, I'm going to bet you 150 that my cards are better than your cards.
And he is going to make this bet.
I feel like they're better. That was a real quick look. You look at.
Now, of course, we know Sam didn't catch much there on that flop. In fact, nothing. Alex hitting 7s, of course.
Get out of here, bro. No way.
He's going to make the call here, Vince.
You gonna look at the turn card this time, or are you gonna make me do it first? Are you gonna check again?
I'm going to look at the turn card.
Jack on the turn.
This gives Alex 2 pair, gives Sam an open-end straight draw.
I bet you 300,000, buddy.
Checks the open-end straight draw.
And there's the bet.
300,000.
Sam open-ended, floating around, and now...
He's going to check raise, Vince.
There you go. 800,000.
You can see the concerned look of Alex. He said, you kidding me? This guy didn't really make it straight on me. Did he flop a set? What is going on here? I don't know, but I'm going to call.
Sam would love to catch lucky here, but he does not. 3 of diamonds.
Go, buddy. You want to bluff? Bluff. Go ahead and bluff.
Well, Sam would be bluffing.
Yep, he's going to slow down.
Is that a check? You going for a double check raise? Wait. You bet 800,000 on the turn, and now you're checking.
He's going to berate him, too.
What kind of person are you? They're laughing at you. What kind of person check raises 800,000 on the turn and then checks the river? Give me that funny look, too.
The funny thing, Alex came over to us and said, oh, I like everything he said, but, you know, I'm not really a trash talker. Well, I beg to differ.
I think you got pocket aces. No good. Go ahead, buddy. I'll check.
Well, he is checking. So Sam turns up the queen high. Alex turns up the 2 pair, and he's going to take down the pot.
So the chatty Cathy, Alex Keating, talking his way through that hand, taking down a good one.
My girlfriend bought tickets to a hockey game. We had really, really good seats. I decided after that it was going to be like a hockey enthusiast. I saw the goalie gear, and I said, you know what? I think that's what I want to do. Playing a team called the Irish Car Bombs. I'll compare 2 hours of poker to 4 minutes playing ice hockey, where you're actually just kind of patiently waiting. But it doesn't mean you can just lose focus. You can't just sit there and do nothing in the net. You can't just sit there and do nothing at the table. You got to kind of still watch and keep up and everything, because you have to be ready any second. The next hand might be important, or they might break out and come at you real quick.
What kind of person, huh?
What kind of person? What kind of person would do that, huh, Sam?
How long were you going to tank before calling 5 shots?
20 minutes. I definitely would have waited for the clock. I would have thought it might have been my last hand, so I would have taken as much like TV time as I can get. I might not have called you.
You had a pretty big hand over there.
I had a pretty big hand, right, buddy?
Yeah, that was a great turn for you, and then teaser for him.
This guy's big bluffing over here. I talked him out of a bluff. Maybe I shouldn't have.
You just don't want him to call, so that's why he did it.
Blinds are up to 30 and 60,000 with a $10,000 ante. Alex
raise?
quickly going out.
Have you ever seen this show? It's
Dietrich
terrible.
picks up the ace high. He's going to raise it. Makes it 135,000 to go.
And to Sam, who's got to be aggravated over that last pot. Getting involved with a talker. He goes out. Fareed folds.
Some of these guys like Sam and Fareed never say a word at the table. Alex makes up for all of it.
And now Mike Sherriati.
He's got the ace-jack. Do you re-raise or not? That's the question. He takes the conservative route, just makes the call.
Flop is a king 8-6.
Dietrich has outflopped him. He did the same thing earlier at this final table. When Dietrich had ace-jack, Mike had ace-queen. He flopped the jack to beat him there.
They go check, check. 3 of clubs on the turn.
Well, again, Mike checks. Dietrich, very confident, 2-8s of the best hand now, is going to make a bet, 160,000. Just as the last hand they played this similar situation, Mike called him on the turn, as he's doing here. Must catch a jack to win the pot. Doesn't happen as the 3 comes off. Again, he checks. Dietrich is going to bet 330,000, and now Mike has got to figure out, is the guy bluffing? Was he on a spade draw? Did he have a straight draw? Does he have something like queen jack suited?
Call.
He calls him with the ace high. Not going to be good as Dietrich shows him the 8s up.
Pair of 8. Yes, like me, that's the limit.
And you see the frustration of Mike, seeing that he got outflopped once again.
I should have known me the stealer. You only have 3 outs and you hit it. Yeah, ace doesn't help you. Nice hand, nice catch.
In addition to getting outflopped, Vince, he's frustrated with himself for paying him off on the turn and the river. The guy got his BS in molecular biology, a master's in biochemistry. He's a genetic engineer, Mike Sherriati. But right there, the test tube blew up on him.
He is starting to tilt a little bit. Fold by Sam. Fareed now with king 9 of clubs. He will make the raise to 150 to go. Mike takes a rest.
Back to normal.
Alex out.
Over to Dietrich. He looks down at the 7-deuce. We know the 7-deuce unsuited. The worst 2-card hand you can start with and hold them in a ring game. Dietrich looks like he's getting out raising chips, and he's going to raise it with a 7-deuce to 485,000. Now this is a very large raise. It's going to pique Fareed's attention here.
On in.
And he's going all in over the top. He spotted it right off the bat, Vince. It was an unusually high raise, just didn't believe he had a hand, went with his gut, showing his buddies that king 9, I moved all in over the top of this guy. I know what they've got. I'll just outplay him.
Don't mess with the mafioso.
What a play by Fareed. Vince to 4-bet all in with the king 9 in this spot when there's $1 million first place prize. That takes some moxie, I can tell you.
Yeah, real strong by him. I'm very impressed. Into the next hand. Alex now with a pair of deuces. Makes it 125 to go, but Dietrich fast behind him with a pair of aces.
Wow. Went from the worst hand to the best hand just like that. He is going to raise it here.
Total of 350. Sam goes out. Fareed out. Mike going away. And back on Alex.
Good luck, buddy.
Yes, he will make this call. Yes.
You know I'm good for it.
Alex would love to get lucky. Can he get it here? Flop is an ace, 8-3, 3 of a kind here for fast.
Go ahead, buddy. Want to bluff? Bluff. Go ahead and bluff.
He's not going to bluff, but he is going to check. I love this check by him. Now the board spares ace. Now he's got aces full. Alex with 2 deuces checks again. You hate to check again because you want something in the pot, but on the other hand...
You got to wait. You kidding?
You have to wait. He does check again, and a king comes off on the river.
What you got, buddy? Good hand or a bad hand? Got something good over there?
And now Alex...
Bet you 500,000.
Oh, boy. He is going to make a bet. So all that waiting finally induced a bet.
Bet's 500,000.
I don't think you can call it. 500,000 was too much for you.
You're right, Alex. He's not going to call it. That you can be sure of. It's just a matter of how much he's going to raise it.
Got you on the river. That's all there is to it. He wants to look me up with queen high so bad.
Oh boy, Alex. You're down the wrong track tonight. On this hand, at least.
The talking's going to stop shortly, Vince.
I like how you put the glasses on for everyone else, but not me. How come I don't deserve it? It feels a little disrespectful.
Hold on.
There you go.
How's that for disrespect? Now, all of a sudden, the cat caught the canary there. He is done talking for now. He's just stalling, but there they go in the muck.
Oh, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. Go ahead.
Alex wanting him to show him. Fast is too smart for that.
Nice hand, buddy.
Thank you.
Nice play.
You made a show. You knew you wouldn't call.
I thought about it for a second, and then I realized it would be kind of dumb.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Ublo, the official watch of the World Poker Tour.
We're here with some Lucky Commerce Casino Facebook fans. We got a great sit and go set up, and I'm really looking forward to it.
So am I. We have real money on the line. I'm playing to win, and I'm taking it down.
We're putting tickets for the Clipper game. Clippers and the Nets tonight. So winner of the next spot.
Right here, baby. Yeah!
We're here with Frank, the winner of our Facebook Royal Flush Girl Sit and Go. How are you feeling, Frank?
Pretty good.
Good, congratulations.
Have fun. It was a great table.
You had
Pay
fun?
for the drinks. Make money, have fun with the girls, and then we're going to the game, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Let's go.
Well, there you go. Drinking, playing poker with the Royal Flush Girls, going to the NBA game. How sweet is it here in L.A.?
A lot of fun for all these guys at the final table. 5 players competing for the first place prize of $1 million tonight.
I love a bet phone. It's 500K for free. You know what I mean?
Are you talking? Good for you.
Yeah,
This is good.
Yeah.
This is good. I'm
like an average.
I like this D-trick.
The average is nice to get 500, you know?
All right, let's go to the felt. Mike Shariotti folds his hand. Alex, who you love his beard.
Oh, the bearded wonder out as well.
Dietrich Fast not playing. And now Sam with a queen 10 in the small blind. He's calling.
Yeah, limps in the small blind, and
Fareed Jatton from Colombia.
He's the #1 rated player of all time from Colombia. Happy to see a free flop.
Flop is a 9-4 deuce.
So Fareed takes the lead with 2 deuces here. Sam is going to check the queen high. And Fareed is going to bet the 2 deuces. 80,000.
But Sam can afford to make this call. He's going to splash around.
And he has 2 overcards, and there is one of them as the 10 comes off on the turn. Sam now with the best hand. 2 10s, he's going to check them. By checking, Fareed doesn't think he's got a pair. Might have something like King 8, so not going to give him a free card.
Yeah, Fareed's bet 165. And Sam calls. Fareed can't like that much. And the river card is a queen of clubs.
This gives Sam the top 2 pair. Well, again, he checks. Could be a check raise on the river here, but Fareed happy that he checked, just happy to show down the 2 deuces and sees it to get outdrawn on the turn in the river. Sam Savarell taking down that pot.
Sam Savarell finished second at Season 10's WPT Jacksonville event.
Says he enjoys the competition at tournaments, but he's mostly a cash game player. His favorite game, Pot Limit Omaha. There you see 2 former WPT Players of the Year, Joe Sirac and Anthony Zeno. Anthony, the defending champion of this event as well. But they're on the rail tonight.
Sam has raised to 125. for Reed and Mike going away. Alex gonna take a breather. And now Dietrich fast with a pair of tens.
Dietrich catching some cards here, has his opponent dominated.
Used to own a pizzeria, and now he plays a lot of poker. Now he's gonna call, does not raise with the tens. Here we go with the flop. And the flop is an ace, 10 deuce, 3 of a kind for Dietrich.
Oh, Vince, we could see real fireworks on the flop here. Dietrich with 3 tens checks. Sam with a pair and a flush draw bets. If Dietrich raises here, Vince, this pot could swell up to all Sam's chips.
And he is gonna raise, makes a total of 250. But you're right, with tens and a 4 flush.
Vince, most players would just get it in here.
Could jam it.
Or raise here, but notice Sam is just calling. Does not re-raise here where many players would.
Very interesting, makes the call, going to the turn, 5 of clubs, no heart. 3 of a kind for Dietrich fast, and he's coming out with a bet of 575.
Well, Vince, because he didn't re-raise on the flop, I don't see him raising here. Probably just gonna call, take the conservative route. Indeed, that's what he's doing. Try to peel off a heart.
Here we go to the river. It's an ace.
This gives Dietrich a full house. But Vince, he could well put his opponent on an ace. That's what he's hoping he's got.
All in.
That's why he's betting all in here, thinking he's gonna get called with 3 aces.
Well, Sam, tens and aces, has a big problem.
I think he's gonna fold.
Yeah, he's probably gonna fold, yeah.
Well, they don't know what he's got, but probably gonna fold, do an all-in bet. And indeed, that's my guess as well.
They would be putting all his chips on the line. He's gonna make a good lay down.
So yet another full house for Dietrich. He is catching some cards tonight.
Before Black Friday, all American players were way better than the European players. But because they don't play online anymore, there's no progress in their game, and we can abuse that more or less. I was just imagining if all American players like that, would be an awesome trip to go to LA and play with them and try to win money.
5 players remain at the LAPC, and we're coming right back. Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We're at the Commerce Casino for the LA Poker Classic. Dietrich fast out in front with 4.8 million in chips.
Yeah, these are the 5 players left fighting it out for the $1 million first place prize and a WPT title.
All right, down to the money pit we go. Blinds are 40 and 80, and he's a 10.
4 of these guys going for their first WPT title. This guy right here, Mike Sherriotti, going for his second this season. He's out here, though, but Alex Keating will not be out. He looks at ace-queen of diamonds on the button.
That's so funny for me.
A very social, talkative, Chuckles the Clown. Alex Keating gonna make the raise, 200,000 total. Into Dietrich fast, who has ace-9.
Well, Dietrich might just think he's making a standard button raise, so looks like he's gonna 3-bet it here with the ace-9. He's got raising chips out. Indeed, he does raise it. 675,000 now the bet.
Sam gets out of the way, so back on Keating, making this call.
Here comes the flop. King 7-4, rainbow flop. Action is on Dietrich, who checked.
You checked, Dietrich? Good for you, buddy.
And will Keating get brave?
All right, bring us one.
Nope. Wants a free card as well.
10 of diamonds comes off. What a card for Alex. Now has the nut flush draw and a straight draw. And again,
Check's good. Alex check.
Dietrich checks. And again, Alex checks. A little puzzled by that check.
Deuce of clubs, so Alex doesn't get there, but he's actually in front.
Dietrich, who's checked on the flop and checked on the turn.
How much is this?
This is not a value bet. I think he specifically puts his opponent on ace-queen or ace-jack the way this hand's been played.
Well, it's 875.
You have a good hand or a bad hand? How about that smile, Dietrich? I want to see that smile.
And Keating trying so hard to get a reaction.
I want to see that smile, Dietrich. Come on, you got a good hand. You're about to win some money. Let's see that smile. That's so serious, man.
This is the talent of a good table talker. Make them display some type of emotion that you can get a read on.
You don't believe what I have. I actually have aces. I'm thinking about laying it down. I think you're that strong.
Uh-oh.
I slow played you before the flop. I have aces.
Well, again, he says he has aces, which he would never lay down in this spot.
Sorry if this feels like a slow roll.
But Vince, he's in a predicament here in my mind because he didn't bet the turn here with the nut flush draw and a straight draw.
Oh, he's going to lay it down.
Wow, outplayed by Dietrich Faust right there. Dietrich taking the pot down. What a bet on the river by Dietrich, Vince. He checks, he loses the pot.
Oh, I didn't mean to. Okay. Take a lap. Can it be one hand for the first one?
He lied anyways.
I lied, yeah. I was not telling the truth. It was like such an obvious joke in this situation. It was like so obvious.
One thing you can't do when you're talking.
I have to take a whole lap. It's gonna be really embarrassing. So I'm out for a round. Okay, you got it.
You want out?
I guess so.
Small break?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a little break. Have fun without me, all right?
See you later, bro.
All right, you got it.
One hand?
I think he has to do all 5.
They gave him a one-round penalty because he was warned earlier not to talk about the contents of his hand, Vince. So even though he didn't have aces, he continued to talk about his hand, got him a penalty.
And we move on. We have got a raise by Dietrich Fast. Sam folds.
He did give me a warning about it. Yeah, I just kind of forgot. It's been a long time coming. I've been deserving penalties for a while.
Alex conceding that he deserved it, but Farid goes out. So a quick pickup by Dietrich with ace-10.
Alex!
He misses his buddy.
One. Whoa.
Executive Tour Director Matt Savage over there explaining to Alex, you just can't do those kind of things, Alex.
You know why, right?
Yeah, it's like I was joking. It's just like it's so silly.
You just cannot discuss content of your hand.
there, Coach. I think it's still a little extreme. It's not embarrassing at all. We're good.
You can't do anything that influences play while action is incomplete.
You're already a legend, buddy. Get the out of here.
Well, laughing about it, playing for $1 million, and the guy sitting on the rail, not allowed to play.
Here we go, Dietrich with another ace-queen.
Well, he is picking up some hands at this final table, but this time he is dominated by Sam's ace-king.
Not going to play it cute. We raised to close to 500,000. Farid and Mike going away.
And those two guys not catching any cards. Action back on Dietrich. What's he going to do now with ace-queen?
He's just going to shove all in.
I don't see Sam going anywhere. He calls him with the ace-king and has his opponent dominated. Just a great spot for Sam Soverall to double up.
Good luck, bro. You too.
And a massive pot, Vince, the biggest of the night. Of course, if Dietrich wins it, Sam will be our 5th place finisher, but if Sam wins it, he'll be the chip leader.
Let's see what happens. The flop's a king 8-6. That is good for Sam, hitting his kings.
Dietrich has to hit 2 runners to win, 2 running queens or a running jack 10. Nothing else will do for him.
Turn card. He hits the queen.
Well, if he hits one more, he wins the pot and busts Sam out of this tournament.
Awful beat that would be.
Would feel bad if the queen would come. That'd be gross.
Sam would be gone down to 4, but he's a long shot to make that happen. Going to the river. And it's a 10 of spades. That's good for Sam. And now he is the new chip leader.
We're still going to have 5 players left fighting it out for this title and that $1 million.
I'm going to take a penalty selfie.
You can't call out your hand, but you can take a selfie. Something's wrong at poker.
For dynamic online poker, head to PlayWPT. It's fun, it's free, it's playtime.
Some of tonight's poker play has been interesting, to say the least. And standing by to tell us why is Raw Deal analyst Tony Dunst.
The moment I heard Alex Keating made the final table at the LAPC, I knew something weird was going to happen. Since the day I met him, it's been obvious that Alex loves to talk, and that sometimes he talks too much.
Are you talking? Good for you. My word is good. How much is this? Is that a check? They're laughing at you. You're going for a double check raise? This guy's big bluffing over here. You did not look at the flop. You guys are hilarious. Proud of yourself? Just because you said that?
So why did Alex earn the first penalty I've ever seen for talking at a WPT final table? Let's break it down.
Go, buddy. You want to bluff? Bluff. Go ahead and bluff.
Of course, you all remember earlier when Alex claimed to have pocket aces after raising pre-flop.
I have pocket aces this hand. I'm telling you the truth.
And then received a warning from the floorman about revealing the contents of his hand.
As long as you don't disclose the exact contents.
You got it, buddy.
All the other stuff.
Oddly, you can say all kinds of things about your hand, but you can't name a specific holding.
Wow. What you looking at, buddy? I had a pretty big hand, right, buddy?
So Alex gets the warning and keeps it in mind right until a hand against Dietrich Fast.
You don't believe what I have.
When he again claims to have pocket aces.
I actually have aces. I'm thinking about laying it down. I think you're that strong.
Alex, I gotta give you one lap, but I told you earlier, you can't disclose the exact contents of your hand. Okay.
Try to take a lap?
One lap penalty.
But I'll give Alex credit for taking the penalty with good humor. Most penalized players kick and scream about missing hands.
1 round penalty, don't look at it.
Everyone here's got something, jammed up there. Everyone's uptight. You cannot talk about your... What does that have to do with it?
Whereas Alex tries to haggle it down from a round to a hand, and then pretty much concedes, you got me, and admits as much to his friends on the rail.
He did give me a warning about it. It's been a long time coming. I've been deserving penalties for a while.
Naturally, tournament director Matt Savage joins him on the sidelines, not to clarify the ruling, but just to make sure that Alex is appropriately needled.
You're already a legend, buddy. Get the out of here.
And in a strange twist of fate, the penalty is almost beneficial for Alex, because while he's away from the table, Sam Soverall gets all in pre-flop and risks elimination. Most penalties cost a player money, but this one almost made Alex $100,000. All said, I don't think the penalty was excessive, or Alex was totally out of line, or anyone made a mistake. I'm just here to enjoy the weirdness, which is exactly what I expected.
I'm gonna take a penalty selfie.
Well, there we saw the selfie taken in the penalty box. First time that's ever happened in the history of the World Poker Tour.
He did that very professionally, too. But he is out still. Our chip leader, Sam Soverall, with close to 4.8. Blinds are 40 and 80. Action's going to go to Dietrich Fast first. Now Dietrich's hand, King Jack.
He's going to raise it right under the gun here. Makes it 160,000 to go.
Sam goes out, Fareed out, Mike also out.
Thank you, Alex. Thanks.
You're hilarious. You're so funny, Dietrich. So charming you are.
Dietrich saying, thank you, I stole your blind. Stay on the rail, I'll win all your money. The needle guy's in the penalty box, Vince.
On to the next hand, Sam. Folding, and Fareed finally picks up a quality hand, Queen Jack of Diamonds.
That's about the best hand he's held at this final table. Actually, I think it is. We saw him 4-bet all in with the King-9 earlier. Now he's going to raise it here.
And everybody going out, but Dietrich with a 5-6 makes the call. We're going to see a flop.
Flop comes 9-4 deuce, so Dietrich with a gut shot straight draw. He's going to check. Continuation bet coming by Fareed, 145,000. Dietrich is getting out raising chips. He's going to check raise with a 6 high. The gut shot straight draw makes it 415,000 to go.
Now we saw Fareed early on just shove. He has a good read on Dietrich, but this time he has to let that go.
Well, Dietrich analyzed that hand perfectly, Vince. Thought his opponent might have 2 big cards. Check raise might win it for him. It did.
Fareed makes it 180 to go.
Mike and Dietrich go out over to Sam in the big blind. He looks down at the King 6 offsuit. Stares at his opponent, stack size. And is going to defend out of the big blind.
He can afford to speculate in the big blind, King 6, and the flop is a King, Queen 10, but they're all spades.
Sam has top pair and a flush draw. He checks. Fareed, with the open-end straight draw, is going to bet 145,000. Sam going nowhere, makes the call.
Turned card is a spade, so Sam hits the flush.
Well, he's going to check it.
Farid with no flush. Just an awful hand at this point, but he's going to continue very bravely and make a bet of 265.
And it's just hoping his opponent doesn't have a spade in his hand, will throw his hand away. Knows he's got to have a pair of kings or queens, most likely after getting called on the flop.
It's fun over here, man. I don't lose as many chips as you do.
These guys have a relationship that's building by the minute. It is beautiful to see.
Well, Sam makes the call with his flush. Farid not happy about that, I can assure you. 6 of diamonds on the river. Sam checks his flush. Will Farid fire again? Nope. Just checks it, just gives up the pot. Sam takes it down with a flush.
The big star of the night, Sam Soberall. He is our chip leader, and we are coming back with more action from the World Poker Tour.
There's a break in the action here at the Commerce Casino, so let's check out some more highlights of the WPT's recent journey to China. No vacation is ever complete for the WPT family without a day on the course. And the Yalong Bay Golf Club is one of the best this island has to offer.
You talk about your pebble beaches, you're talking about the great courses of the world. Well, this course is right up there. These beautiful 18 holes were designed by Robert Trent Jones Jr., and it's just a short walk away from the MGM Grand. And although it has gentle, natural terrain, it still provides a challenge to its golfers. It is so popular. They have an LPGA tournament here as well, and we are honored to be able to be out here today. Are we excited to play?
Yeah, let's
do it! Let's do it!
And while Brittany and the boys were finishing up the last hole, Tuba and I were back at MGM Grand Sanya, where luxury expands well beyond the accommodation. Everywhere we went, we had no option but to relax, whether it was taking a dip in one of the oceanside pools or lapping up the sun on the beach. The MGM Grand has so many fabulous amenities.
My favorite of all is Show the Spa. Show means enjoyment of the senses, and today's goal is to get renewed energy and the ultimate relaxation experience.
And there we are. And while we indulged in a little downtime, the players were hitting it hard at the table. And weighing in on the competition was actor and our game ambassador, Raymond Wu.
In terms of competition in this field, it's really tough. Chinese players has been improving at a rapid rate. And as you can see, there's a lot of players here, a lot of fresh blood. The games are good and the vibe is great.
The tournament would continue into the night as they played down to the final table, while Tony and the Royal Flush Girls found one of Sanya's most extravagant sights.
I heard this is the world's largest duty-free shopping center. And I believe it. This place is incredible. Not only do they have every international brand, but they also have some of the world's most incredible lighting and architecture. Look at it. That was awesome. So what did you buy?
I got a belt for myself, some liquor for all of us, and a bottle of perfume for my mom.
Aw, you're so sweet. You know, and the best part is we don't have to carry our bags with us. It will be at the terminal when we depart.
That is so easy. Well, let's just go hang out then.
Yeah.
Well, Tony's got the life. He buys the alcohol. The girls follow him. Back here at the Commerce Casino, and look who's returning to the table.
Hey, welcome back, Alex.
You guys been having fun without me? Yeah. Hey, good to see you.
Nice.
Hey, Sam, what have you been up to since I've been gone?
Sam Soverall is our chip leader. He's got 5.4 million in chips.
He took fast in second, Alex Keating in third.
And Alex Keating has 3.2. Mike Sherriati, the short stack, with 1.3. Down to the felt we go. Action's going to be on Mike.
Mike looking for a second WPT title this season. Won the Legends of Poker in LA here earlier this year.
It feels so good to be back. Thanks for letting me come back and hang out with you guys.
He's going to just call. Alex folds, Dietrich goes away, and now Sam, our chip leader.
Well, Sam's in the small blind, but there's a junky 5 deuce. Just going to give it up. Farid with King 8. Happy to see a free flop. So here we go.
Ace 5 versus King 8. Who will get lucky? How about neither? 9-7-3 on the flop.
Farid checks, and Mike checks right behind him. Now a 4 comes off. Fareed now is going to make a bet here, 185,000. And Mike with a two-way straight draw going to make the call, looking for a deuce or a 6.
Can he get it? No. Queen of clubs.
Fareed is going to bet again.
He is relentless.
It's like he just knows his opponent's got ace high, and he knows to win the pot he has to bet at it. He is doing it.
I don't put you on any team, I'm not going to call you.
Oh, boy, you're right, Mike. He has nothing, but it's tough to call.
Well, now you can see why he's the #1 ranked player in Colombia. Well done.
Why just watch the World Poker Tour on TV when you can get the game for free?
Go to ClubWPT.com today and see how you can win an entry to a WPT tournament.
ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
We watched some WPT champions hit the rail early at this event, but we also witnessed the rise of an underdog. Club WPT qualifier Jason Kim, he won his way here thanks to ClubWPT.com.
Hi, Jason. Congratulations. Jason.
I mean, the first day, I played with the best. I played with Dylan Wilkerson, Phil Lapp, Jason. He's a good player. I made it to day 2. Club WPT videos, I saw them all. Club WPT prepared me a lot. All in. Only one shot. That's all I need.
Oh, you bluffed me.
I'm sorry, sir.
Oh, damn it. Damn it.
I bagged chips twice. I lasted longer than Anthony Zeno. I'm gonna get another seat. I'm gonna get on Club WPT and you're gonna see me again. I won it on Club WPT and so can you.
ClubWPT.com offers up $100,000 in cash and prizes every single month, including entries into live WPT events. So sign up at ClubWPT.com today and get in the game.
Sam Salvaro well out in front, 5.1 million. Dietrich Fast just under 4 million in chips. Mike Sheriotti on the short stack right now with 1.2 million.
Down to the felt we go. Action on Dietrich Fast. Quickly folding his hand.
Sam's gonna steal my blind. Here it comes.
Well, Sam not gonna steal your blind as he folds.
Fareed with a 7-5 of clubs. He's gonna push it to 175 to go. Mike goes out, and now Alex takes a look at Queen 10 of hearts.
All in.
Well, he says all in. He wouldn't actually be all in as he has more chips than Fareed, but the all-in bet wins him the pot. So nice play there by Alex to pick up the little pot. Vince, I have to say, I don't like beards normally, but I must say Alex Keating does have a nice beard if you're into beards.
For you, what's going to determine a nice beard on a man?
You know, it's a very tailored, full kind of beard. He could paint it white, be Santa Claus at Christmas, that kind of beard.
So you're saying basically you're attracted to the man's beard?
Not attracted to it at all. I don't like beards.
You're unattracted to him?
I'm unattracted to beards, but I said, if you're into beards, at least he's got a nice looking one.
Let's go back down to the table.
Yeah, please. Let's get back to the action here.
I think we've been working together too long.
Oh, boy.
All right, action on Mike. WPT champ. Can't pick up cards tonight. He folds again. And now Alex Keating looks down at a pair of aces.
Wow.
Oh, it's I didn't see it was Fareed's blind. I gotta raise that.
He showed Jack 7 off the hand before.
Yeah, but that was a button.
Hey, one player per hand.
He's in there. He's gambling over there.
195.
Well, he's gonna make it 195.
Dietrich out.
Come on, buddy, just let it go. Take your cards, throw them in the bucket. Can I say that? Can I say, take his cards, throw them in the bucket?
He followed his advice, and wisely so.
Just want to make sure Fareed doesn't jam on me.
All in. He's gonna jam with a nothing hand.
I call.
A quick call by Alex with the 2 aces. Fareed gonna have to get very lucky to stay alive.
Hey, Fareed.
Alex talked him into it.
He might have, Vince.
Good luck, buddy.
Fareed hadn't caught any cards at this final table, but I've been very impressed with his play. And thus far, it's been doing well, but he is in trouble here.
I love Fareed. You think I would slow roll Fareed? You're crazy. Good luck, Fareed.
Just picked the wrong time to go for it. Most likely.
Well, the tongue of Alex gets Fareed to make a move, I believe. Let's see if it pays off for him. Here comes the flop.
Well, king, queen, 8.
There's an 8.
Fareed caught a piece of the flop. An 8 or a 9 now would give him the lead.
Alex still happy, still a big favorite at this point.
I don't think the percentage has changed. I think it's still like 20. No, they changed. You don't have a pair. 20%. I'm learning, Sam.
Well, 20% is right.
Can Fareed come from behind and get lucky with this? No, it's a jack of hearts.
Well, Fareed can't catch a 10 and make a straight because his opponent would have a larger straight. He can only catch an 8 or 9 to win the pot.
All right, deuce, one time.
Going to the river.
Well, Alex calling for a deuce, and it is a deuce. That's going to do it for Fareed Jatton. The guy who said he doesn't care about the fame, he just wants the fortune, out in 5th place.
Good game, Fareed.
And Mr. Jetton will take home $238,000, but he is jetting out of here. We can't even talk to this feisty rounder. He is gone. We're down to 4.
I like Fareed too. I want to shake his hand. I'll get him eventually.
Well, that will end our second hour of coverage from Los Angeles and the Commerce Casino. Be sure to tune in next time when we will name an LAPC champion. For Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, Matt Savage, the Royal Flush Girls, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. See you next time on the WPT.
I don't understand what this is. The World Poker Tour is sponsored by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Tonight there will be a champion at the Commerce Casino.
Feel like $1 million.
Wow, four-handed play. When's the last time you played four-handed? I never do this.
One player will win $1 million tonight at the Commerce Casino. Hi everyone, welcome to the WPT's coverage of the LA Poker Classic. I'm Lynn Gilmartin. Joining me now to call the action are two of the best in the business, Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten.
Well, Lynn, we've seen a very exciting final table thus far, and I'm sure it's going to be great to the finish line. Anthony Spinella came to this final table as the big chip leader, yet he went out in 6th chip position. Then we saw Fareed Jatton bluff his money off with a 980, went all in. He went out in 5th place. We're down to 4 players, 3 tough pros and 1 non-professional, but that's who all the eyes are on. Mike Sheriotti won his first WPT title earlier this season at the Legends of Poker in the first WPT event that he ever played. This is the second WPT event he's ever played, and here he is fighting it up for this title with 4 left. Vince, that is amazing. Vince, it's mind-boggling to me that Mike Sheriotti has that opportunity.
But let's talk about this guy that is the talker at the table. That is Alex Keating. He talks more than my ex-wife at a Beverly Hills barbecue. Very excited to watch. We'll see what happens.
Thanks, guys. Let's not keep anyone waiting and get back to the action.
There you see the ClubWPT.com chip count. Sam Savarall out in front with 5.1 million. Alex Keating in second with 4.6 million. Dietrich Fast right on his heels with 4.5. The winner tonight taking home over $1 million.
The antes are 10,000, lines 40 and 80 at this point. To the table we go. Fold by Dietrich Fast. And now Sam Savarall, our chip leader.
Plays the high roller events at Aria for 25 and 50 Ks and does very well on them.
He's raised to 175.
Buddy, can I see what chips you have? 5.4 or so.
And now Alex Keating.
Good fold.
With a horrible 4 deuces playing games here, and he goes out.
How are you so sure? How do you know everything?
Because I had all the good hands in the deck, or I had all the good cards in the deck.
Do you want to show it?
Ace,
you
it was Ace of Clubs.
Oh yeah,
I didn't show both cards, but
I wasn't trying to get you. I thought you were showing it.
I mean, I didn't show my hand. She just turned it over.
Right, and I asked you. I said, "Did you show it?" I said, "Can you show it?" And you said, "Sure."
I said the Ace of Clubs.
Oh, I misheard you. Speak up. I know you're a little nervous. Just speak up, buddy.
And we move on. Action on this hand to Sam. He's got an attractive queen jack of hearts. Makes it 175 to go. But right behind him, Mike has gone all in with a pair of 5s.
Good luck, Mike.
Alex going out, Dietrich out.
Exact count, please.
Sam says, how much is that? Well, there's $1,400,000 in the pot almost. It's going to cost him another $875,000 to make the call.
And yes, he's going to get the action by Sam.
Keep it low, but small. Thanks. 5s, small.
So Mike Sheriotti up on his feet. He's going to become a two-time WPT champ this season. Going to have to win this hand right here, right now to stay alive.
5, just 1-5.
What a record this guy has to only play 2 events and be at 2 final tables to win 1 event. It's miraculous for the non-professional Mike. Let's see if he can hold up here. Here's the flop. It's a 4-3-3. That's good for Mike.
Yeah, very good for him.
That's our Mike. He goes on pocket 5s and he flops 3 unders.
Deuce, call a deuce.
I can't afford to give you one more.
One more, I give it to you.
A long card could put Mike Sheriotti out of this event.
Okay, deuce.
Going to the turn. And it's a 6 of hearts that gives Sam a 4 flush, of course.
Deuce.
The crown moaning.
Any deuce is good.
Sam Soverall needs a queen or a jack or a heart. That's not the 3 of hearts.
4 or 5.
Will this be the end for Mike's run?
No heart. No heart, deuce.
River card is a 4 diamonds.
Mike gives it the clap. Goes over to his rail. A little high five for them. I'm still here. 4 left. Who knows? I might do it again.
Last tournament I did, when I entered, I didn't enter like I'm going to win the title.
Mike Sheriotti has done it. He is the comeback kid that has taken this title.
This tournament, I said I'm going to enter it, see how far I can go. And once I go to the, like for example, 400 per year, 300, 200, and see if I can be in the money. After all these years I've been playing, I missed so many WPT before. I should have probably played more often. I haven't. Just only played 2 and the 2 final table.
With his win at the Legends of Poker and his 2nd final table of the season here at the LAPC, Champions Club member Mike Sheriotti has now jumped into the lead in the Hublot WPT Player of the Year race. How big of a lead he builds will depend on where he finishes tonight. We will keep you posted on any movement in the standings all season long. And now it's time to get back to the action with Mike and Vince.
I'm back, boys.
Welcome back.
What a story, this guy. 41 years old from Irvine, California. Has a master's in biochemistry. Plays poker for a hobby.
Nick Foles and now Alex Keating.
Oh, the button changed. I didn't realize it was Sam's big blind. I have to raise Sam's big blind. Oh yeah, special tax for Sam, 200.
And he will raise it up. 200,000 to go. Dietrich Fast going out. And Sam.
Protect your hand. I can see your cards. Really?
Sam folds his hand.
I've never seen it. I've never seen someone protect their hand so well.
Flashing the camera. I'm like holding it all the way up so I can see the suits.
Am I saying this wrong? He is delightful in a way, but he's also horrible in another way if you're sitting next to him.
Some players find him very aggravating, but if you're at a table with him, it is entertaining. As long as he's not talking to you.
Me first. Wow, 4-handed play. When was the last time you played 4-handed? I never do this. It's like I'm getting uncomfortable, Sam.
I believe you.
Take me at face value?
He can distract you. He can throw you off your game. That's the talent of a good table talker. And action's on him once again. He's got a nothing 10-8. But he's going to get cute with it. Makes it 200,000. Shifts gears beautifully. But Dietrich right behind him with Queen 9 of clubs is going to make this call.
Wants to flat the fish on the button.
Sam going to take a rest, as is Mike.
You remember the 7-4 suited?
That doesn't just give you the excuse to just flat Jack-8 suited. Okay?
So Queen 9 versus 10-8.
Flop King 5 deuce. No help to either player. Comes a continuation bet by Alex with just the 10 high.
You're breathing harder than normal, Dietrich. Just gonna let you know that. I'm a little nervous this hand, but I think you're more nervous.
Alex wants him to go out.
I think you're done with the hand, though. I think this is a fold for you. You can usually tell when you're folding. Prove me wrong, though. I'd like to. That's right, buddy. Right into the muck.
He gets his man to lay it down.
So Alex steering him the right way that time.
Well, Mike, as you know, it is nonstop action on the World Poker Tour. So let's take a look at some of our most recent stops.
Since we last saw our viewers in Las Vegas, we held 4 WPT Deep Stacks events with stops at the Hustler Casino in Los Angeles, the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida, the Dragon Era Casino in Malta, and the Parks Casino in Pennsylvania, where Legends of Poker third-place finisher Brent Roberts continued his hot streak for taking down the WPT Deep Stacks Big Stacks main event.
Now, overseas, we also held a series of WPT national events with tournaments at the Aspers Casino Stratford City in London, at the Grand Casino Brussels Viage in Belgium, and at the Solaire Resort and Casino in Manila, where England Tra won over 4 million Philippine pesos for taking down WPT National Philippines.
And Vince, while in the Philippines, there was also the largest buy-in in World Poker Tour history, where Fedor Holtz won the $200,000 buy-in Triton Super High Roller Series Cali Cup, taking home nearly $3.5 million for his impressive victory.
And we're not done yet, Mike, because we also added 2 new names to the WPT Champions Cup. First, in Atlantic City at Brigada Hotel Casino and Spa, where Chris Leong pocketed more than $800,000 for taking down the Brigada Winter Poker Open.
And then it was back to Falls View Casino Resort in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, where David Ormsby won the top spot at the Falls View Poker Classic.
So a big congratulations to all of our WPT winners, and you too can join us. Just log on to WPT.com to find a tournament schedule. But now, let's get back to the action here at the Commerce Casino.
I'm gonna keep your chips separate. Your chips are gonna be right here. These are Dietrich chips.
Okay. You know what? I think there's no Colombia for you.
I'll bet you there is. He'll get over it, and we'll okay. I think he's upset with himself.
Well, Dietrich said he likes Alex at the table. He enjoys all this chatter.
Some people like going to dentists, too. Dietrich folds, and now Sam Savarol. King 5 of clubs.
Yeah, Sam gonna raise it on the button here. Makes it 175,000 to go. Mike Sherriati quickly calls with King Jack. And Alex also calling with the Ace-5 of diamonds. So we have 3-way action in a raised pot in a 4-handed poker game.
Going to the flop, it is a Jack 5-4.
Well, Mike has flopped top pair. The other 2 guys have flopped middle pair. Let's see what happens. It goes check, check to the pre-flop raiser. And Sam caught a piece of that. He has the worst hand at the table, but he is going to bet 200,000. It's a quick raise by Mike Sherriati there.
Did you even count him, or did you just grab him?
I just grabbed. I didn't have time to count.
You busy tonight or something?
Yeah.
Got a trip to Disneyland planned?
Going to Disneyland.
Not.
Yeah, Alex, all smiles, gets rid of his middle pair.
Good bluffing, Mike.
Sam going to throw his 2 5s away as well, so Mike Sherriati taking down that pot with the check raise on the flop, and he did indeed have the best hand.
The antes are 15,000, blinds are 50 and 100. Down to the felt we go.
And Sam Savarol, he goes out.
Mike Sherriati again going to raise. Alex out.
230.
But Dietrich will make this call with a Jack 7.
Yeah, he's got the 7-11. Some people think it's lucky. Let's see if it is. Well, Ace 5-3, 2 diamonds. Dietrich checks. Wow, very surprised Mike checked there. Now the Ace of diamonds comes off pair on the board, but gives both players a flush draw. Dietrich is checked. Mike looking back to see if he has a diamond in his hand. And again, Mike checks right.